Never been a hoe, I stay on go, so what the business? Nigga talking reckless, shoot this bitch ass with the quickness. Now he bleeding, sorry, begging, asking for forgiveness. Bow, 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 Limp Bizkit. All my niggas wildin', they done labeled us a misfit. Wake up every morning, 2 or 3, 5 in the tidbit. Oh shit, did nobody come to see you old? It's some focus. Shoot 100 shots, no reloaded. Master of the game, you would think I'm into coding. Memphis niggas spit this pippin', mackin' like I'm golden. Ho, with my money, you gon' turn me to the old me. Say hi, first class flight, I'm in the nosebleed. Hop it, cook it, whip it, ship it till you count the proceeds. OG, I've been moving back niggas since 03. Low key, niggas hating, but they don't want no beef. State gang, true sippers, bitch, I bet we gon' eat. Get jammed, get a lawyer, make it bunny, don't speak. Pull up, oh, I need some more, nigga had a long week. Shout out to my plug, he showed me love, he out in Long Beach, I'm true geek. Walked in by myself, but left with 2 freaks. Ooh, we, nothing in they mouth and on they booty. Austin Power swag, yeah, baby, this is groovy. You can call me Money Boy, or you can call me Nudie. Hood niggas, churches, chicken, let me get a 2-piece. Top down, 2-seater, let me feel the 2 breathe. Gotta hold it steady, chopper, kick it back like Bruce Lee. Lately I've been in the zone, I guess I'm in my 2-3. Don't call my phone for nothing less than a QP. Feeling like the Migos, cause my bitch is bad and bougie. All my haters love me, all these bitches just some groupies. Came a long way, I like to introduce the new me. Standing on business like I'm king or like I'm Drewski. Call me Ron Island cause I like my love for choosy. When we link it's a movie, she bustin' like a Uzi. I love the way she do me, I beat it up like Uzi. She dancing just like Suki. Call me Ron Island cause I love my love for choosy. When we link it's a movie, she bustin' like a Uzi. I love the way she do me, I beat it up like Uzi. She dancing just like Suki. I never been a hoe, I stay on go, so what the business? Niggas talking reckless, shoot his bitch ass with the quickness. Name pleading, sorry, baby, asking for forgiveness. Bow, 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 Limp Bizkit. Never been a hoe, I stay on go, so what the business? Nigga talking reckless, shoot his bitch ass with the quickness. Name pleading, sorry, baby, asking for forgiveness. Bow, 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 Limp Bizkit. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Good evening. Hey, Moist Voice. See you over there in the cut by yourself with New York Tyrant Hunter. How y'all doing? Y'all see the title. Now, I heard Truth say that old girl is really bothered that I've been using her content and got it in the vertical. Where the fuck she been since she announced this shit? I've been doing this shit every time she go live on Facebook, and I add her in it. So where the fuck she been at? In the first video was like 10, 11 days ago. But you just got to get over it, man. I'm trying to hide. Shut the fuck up. Now, on I did an upload earlier, which was part 6, I think. I don't lost count. I think it was 6. But part 7, Monet was in there. So it's talking. The kids spoke out. I don't know exactly what she said. I just heard her talking because I had to split the video. Otherwise, I couldn't put it in the vertical out. Don't be mad about the vertical out, man. It's here to help us. It is here to help us. Y'all see, this is the pretty much this is the visual that we needed to see for what's going on tonight. Anyway, her and she held that motherfucker for about 20 minutes. And so, without further ado, what am I supposed to do? Oh yeah. Without further ado, we got to get to the original video. I almost forgot what the fuck I was reviewing. Live. Hold on. Which one was it? Oh, crap. Where is it? Is it this one? Yeah, I think it's this one. Gotta be this one. Why won't it open? I'm tripping, y'all. It won't open. Hold on. Give me a second. Y'all, Truth can't have no truth. I don't believe it. Never mind. I almost started talking. What's happening in Fight Club? Stay in Fight Club. Hey, Nicole. I almost just said something. Why won't the fucking video open? You know what? Hold on. Something going on with me. Shit. Let me go through Studio and try to open the damn video. Hello, Truth. You see your friend in the middle of the screen?
Yes, I do. Hello.
We gonna get into it. And she gonna play the whole night. She is gonna play the whole night. It ain't gonna stop. It's just up there. So we could hear, we could get a visual of what the hell she was doing. Just a 5-minute loop, nothing major. Could have made it 10, but 5 was enough. Okay, here we go.
Hey guys, good evening. My name is Cheryl Grabowski. Welcome to my live. Thank you for being here tonight. We have, I want to talk to you guys tonight and be very forthcoming because I've done a lot, about 4 lives leading up to this one that I'm going to do tonight. I've been talking about my church trauma and all of the different.
She did 4 lives leading up to this. She was expecting some fuck shit to go on. She was expecting it. I think if everything went perfectly, she still would have had something to argue about. Now I heard she's upset that she upset about everybody. She said Monet was in there as Monet Jones, and she said that ain't her correct name. We got to say everything.
Things that I experienced over a span of about from 16 to 20 years, going back to when I was about 18, almost 19 years old. Y'all come on in. Good evening, good evening. Welcome everyone who's coming into this live. I wish I would have took some time to tag some people. What's up, Pamela, Gwen, and Mary? How y'all doing this evening?
Why you want to tag some people? Because you wanted the word to get back to that woman? Well, don't worry. I think I actually found 2 phone numbers on her, so I'm going to call her like a journalist. She ain't respond to my DM, so I'm going to give her a call. Now, if she cuss me out and hang up, then it just is what it is. But I found her. Y'all out here talking. I want to hear her side of the story. I do. Not just about this, but, you know, you have your story of how you and Lacey broke up. And she got her story because she was married to him. And of course, he probably told her things about you, why he left and all of that shit there. So yeah, I'm very interested in hearing her side of the story if she'll give one. She's really not, I'm about to say she's not active on Facebook, but I don't know. She got her page kind of private, but you can't send her a friend request, huh? So I don't know. She may have some shit under the paywall. We'll find out though. So I want to talk to her more than your sister. I ain't want to talk to your sister in bed, but her, yes, definitely.
Over a span of about 20 years. And so my church trauma was really deep, really strong. It was based on a lot of things that I saw, a lot of things that I realized wasn't right. I was so young when I went to church, when I first started going, right? And then
that be the excuse she had. I was so young, so you shouldn't have been able to get caught up. Now, most of us, when we say we were young, we were babies. We were babies when we were introduced. Bitch, you had a 2-year-old child and you were 18. That's hardly young. That's hardly young.
You know, of course, I began years going. I got older and older, and now I have all those years, and now I'm 53, and I actually can look back over the chapters of my life and see the interactions and all the things that happened over that span of time and beyond. So tonight, I want to go over, I'm going to show you guys. I told you guys that my ex-husband passed. I told you I have 4 children by him. The church he was funeralized over at Deliverance Cathedral of Love, Bishop Nesbitt's church, where I used to be a member there, where he and I were.
Damn, does every city have a damn Bishop Nesbitt or a Pastor Nesbitt? That's a common damn pastor name.
Where we were married. We were married there at the church. Bishop Nesbitt married Lacey and I at that church back in 2000. It was either year 2000 or 1999. It might have been 1999, 1998. I don't know. But I'm about to go get my marriage license and my divorce. I need copies.
Why the fuck does she still have her marriage license? Now the divorce, I can understand. Why the fuck she still got her marriage license? And she wants us to believe that she over this nigga? Cause that's what she said in the video today. She been listening to, I don't know why she act like she was shocked I'm playing the shit when she came and answered a lot of my questions. I'm not still in love with him. Yes, you are. A blind man can see it. Hell, before the man died, you said you had saw him somewhere and he was looking good. But you also said the nigga was out his mind, so you saying a crazy nigga look good. Fine. Give us more, Megan Art.
And then I need to find out when when Sonia was married, because I believe that they married each other while he and I were still married. That's what I believe. I can't prove it, but that's what I believe.
So what the fuck are you talking about?
You know what? My thing is this. Why are you concerned about it? Like, why, honestly?
Thank you. In 2024.
Why do you care? Why do you care?
You done had a whole nother husband since then, and you now you worried about, after he died, you worried about whether they got married while you were still married or not. But I could have sworn I want to say today she said that they did get married while she was still married. Now she says she can't prove it, but she's spoken absolute, and that's what we're doing tomorrow, ladies and gentlemen. Don't have no fear. We're gonna review part 7 and part 6 and part 7 tomorrow. That's tomorrow's live. But in the morning, the be continued of part 6 is playing. But we're gonna review that tomorrow. And she's spoken absolute and said the man they was cheating. That's why matter of fact, we know for sure she said it because you mentioned it earlier, Truth. And I was like, well, she could have got the nigga locked up. See how much a day changes the story. On this one, she can't prove it, but then the next day, you whore, you married him while we were still married.
I didn't divorce him until he came back here in 2012. So her children both are bastards, not mine.
That's not what a bastard is anyway. A bastard is a kid without a father. It ain't got nothing to do with you being married or not. But going by your logic, you had a 2-year-old.
That don't make sense either. I gotta Google that because a kid is never born without a father. Just because father's not around.
Well, no, if the child dies, yeah, if the child, like if say doing labor or whatever, and the dad died. Actually, no, hold on. Let's look it up.
Bastard is a child born out of wedlock. That's what I thought it was.
Let's look it up.
That's what it is. A child born out of wedlock. When the parents are not married.
Well, I guess I was going off Ghetto Boy's definition. He said, and if I died, then my child would be a bastard.
Oh, God.
That's what I would take it out
if he died, his child
well, it says it has multiple definitions. Let's see. Illegitimate child, a child born to unmarried parents. In English common law, bastards were considered to have no parents, ancestors. So that's the second one. It's unmarried parents. And then in English common law, bastards were considered to have no parents, ancestors, or kindred in the eyes of the law. Other terms for illegitimate children. But that's why dudes. Well, no, if the mom is alive and the dad died, it's not an orphan.
I'm saying I thought children that didn't have parents were orphans. You said what you said, the English something version or whatever. What did you say?
In English common law.
Mm-hmm.
Well, shit changed. I guess before they came up with orphans and wards of the states and those things.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. In British English, bastard can be used to describe someone who is the target of jealousy or pity, especially a man. For example, what a lucky bastard, or you poor bastard. It can be used to describe something that is difficult or problematic, such as it's a bastard of a problem. Bastard can also be used informally to describe a man who is unpleasant, bad, or disliked. For example, you dirty bastard, oh dirty bastard, things of that nature. That also says other thing no longer in its pure or original form. The bastardized. Okay, got it. So yeah, bastard got a whole bunch of them, but she's applying one of them correctly, but it applies to you as well because you had your baby at 16 and that nigga was 20 and y'all wasn't married. In fact, you didn't know the nigga had you met the man at 10, you see it, and you didn't know he went to church until 8 years later, 2 years after y'all had a kid. But that would make your kid a bastard too by the definition that you're using. But why would that be something you come on live to say? I can't prove it. I think they got married when me and him was when she said she ain't divorced him until what, 2000 and what? She say 12?
Was married because I believe that they married each other while he and I was still married. That's what I believe. I can't prove it, but that's what I believe because I didn't divorce him until he came back here in 2012. Damn. So her children both are back.
Damn, when that nigga leave? How long was he gone before you got divorced? That's right. You said you had to get the FBI to. You had to get the FBI to bring him back and hold him accountable. But I got some questions about this story. You didn't get divorced until he came back in 2012, but you said 4 months. He had left for 4 months and then he tried to come back. And you said, hell no, you was done with him. So why didn't you get divorced then when he came back and was trying to get with you? So you let him leave again and escape for how many years? So we need to know what year this was he decided to leave when he met Miss Sonya. But we'll probably get them answers from her. We got to find this out.
I just walked back in. How can you find out what?
Now she was saying I was trying to figure out what year they separated because she said she didn't officially get divorced until 2012 when he came back, but initially she said they ran off and went to some other things, but she said he came back to her. And she told the nigga, "Now I don't want you." So I was like, "Why didn't you get divorced?"
I remember she said that. I remember she said he tried to come back, but not according to what she's saying now.
No, she's sticking. Go ahead.
After he ran off, supposedly after he ran off, he was gone, staying in Atlanta. And then when he came back, that's when he wanted a divorce to get remarried. So maybe in the what 4 or 5 months she said they were separated before he got with the other woman, he tried to come back. Maybe I don't know.
Oh, she make it seem like this nigga was gone for years. The story she telling.
He was. Once he left, he was gone. I think she said like it was either 7 or 9. I can't remember, but it was some years.
But and then I also don't understand her because here's the thing. She said he left. He ran off for 4 months. He tried to come back. She told him no. Then why would you be mad at that woman and call her anything if he tried to come back to you and you said no? At that point, he's single. Paperwork not signed. Fuck the paperwork. If you told that nigga no, you can't come back, you shouldn't be worried about nothing him and her got going on. If you said I don't want you no more, that's law. You can't break up with him and then say, well, you can't date nobody else, or you need to take a certain amount of time before you date somebody else. That ain't none of your damn business or concern. And I'm just because you gonna say a whole bunch of shit about you not being a hoe and you ain't sleeping out. So who was the nigga you was sleeping on the kitchen floor with? Who, like, was this Kurt? Or was this just a random nigga?
Yeah, and was she sleeping with these guys before she officially got divorced?
These are questions we got.
Mm.
First Lady Jones. Let me stop talking. We just got to listen to this. This is the train wreck.
Divorced him until he came back here in 2012. So her children,
and the way she talking, that made it seem like he was gone for years. He dipped. And was just gone for years. He didn't tell you he wanted no divorce. But remember, didn't she say he moved all the shit out the house? I don't know what more signs that you needed that y'all broke up. You said he came with some kids or somebody and moved the shit up out the house. That was your sign that nigga was done with you then. But you trying to say it's because of her? It was, you said y'all went to marriage counseling. You described the marriage as not having any love in it. You thought that was just one-sided. He, just like you checked out, he checked out too. Ain't work.
Are bastards.
But to actually think, I don't love you no more. I'm finna leave and I'm gonna wait until the divorce papers are signed before I link up with somebody else. That's not realistic at all.
Not mine. All right, so we want to
look how she
we want to get into this obituary. And so I don't know if I told y'all. Yes, I did. I told y'all. I said I had a lot to say, but I was going to refrain from speaking until after the funeral because I knew intuitively what they were going to do. I knew that they were going to.
No, you was hoping they did so that you could have a problem because you always had a problem with this damn woman. You knew, ain't you one of the people that posted where the services and shit were gonna be? So if you really wanted to be that proactive, you could have went up there. You could have called the woman. Cause did you say you had well, no, you didn't say who called you. You said you got a call. You didn't say who it was, but you said you got a call, and then they told you it's looking bad, and then you said Sonya called you. So we don't know who the mystery person was. Maybe the mystery person was his wife. Because who else would know? Like, she had to put it out there if he had a heart attack, and for people to be called, it had to have been put out there for you to get a call about it. Because it would have only been her and her kids that had known about it in that house. And you got a call about it. That's what you said. You got the call that said somebody called you and said, pray for Lacey. He's sick. He ain't doing too good. And then also in the video, you come back and you say that he had a massive heart attack and you wish they had told you when you were on the phone with him that he had a massive heart attack and you would have known that time was short and all of that stuff because you said after the first call, you was like, oh, he gonna be all right. He gonna be all right. He gonna pull through. And you were like, I wish they had called me back and told me he had a massive heart attack and they were sitting there trying to resuscitate him. So it sounds like you talked to the wife. She probably contacted you first. Did you try to text her? Did you try to call her during this? Now, I heard you say that she answered the phone for the kids and all of that. Now, Truth, correct me if I'm wrong. I didn't hear Omni say that at all today, did he? Did he say that she didn't try to contact them?
He said actually him and I think one of the other sons were having conversations with her through text. And I don't know, the extent of the conversations, but I do remember him saying that at some point she made it clear that that would be her last text to them. And he said he tried reaching out again and she never texted back. So she did have some communications with I know at least him and another son through text. Now, if she had any conversations with her, I don't know. I don't know.
And then she also, I remember her saying she sent the kids down there. And that's when the kids witnessed the cussing and the abuse, and she sent the kids there, but you never tried to get a divorce. I'm confused how, because I'm saying like you got 4 kids, so I'm confused which kids went down there and heard this. Because the oldest boy was 16, and I just don't understand. And were they divorced? What year was this? Because your oldest son would have been in 2012. He's 36 now. So yeah, he'd have been 24. We got to do some math.
He was going to. In my opinion, her mother was going to. And that church was going to act like my children did not exist. Because this was his second marriage.
Everybody knows I'm a card-carrying atheist, but the church had nothing to do with this. It was the woman that paid for the funeral arrangements. It had nothing to do with the church. The church is just the place that the casket was in and they preached. But the funeral home is the one that printed up the obituaries, not the church. I don't know why she really hates Pentecostal churches. See, me, I think all of them are bullshit. She just has a issue with Pentecostal. She ain't got no problem with Jews and none of the other people, just Pentecostal. No Baptist, no Koji, just Pentecostal is who she got her beef with.
And because they are Pentecostals, and because I am so vocal when it comes to all of the shittiness that is involved in the Pentecostal denomination.
Here's the thing, ma'am. This is one thing that I try to do as an atheist. And I'm talking about how fucked up religious people are. I try to conduct myself in a way better than them. If you feel like they religious and they got all of that shit and they act shitty, why are you acting shitty? Are you saying because you ain't got religion to conflict you from acting shitty? Because you're still acting shitty. They're doing it, you're doing it, but you want to say it's wrong for them to do it because they believe in God. But whether you believe in God or not, you're supposed to be a good person. The golden rule, whether you believe in God or not, it's a law, it's a rule that humanity should follow. Do unto others as you would have them do unto you. Just be nice. That's simple humanity, simple respect. You don't have to believe in God to treat people nice. But because they're religious and they did some fuck shit, they're worse than you, who is countering back with fuck shit instead of being the bigger person. All right, I got you.
But especially that particular church, because that's where my trauma occurred. Okay, that's the beginning of it. And
but I thought her trauma occurred at her and her husband's church, because that's where he got with the female. At that church, they didn't have no problems except for no, they had no problems. Remember, he said he was called while he was at that church. He was called to be a preacher, and dude said he wasn't ready, but he still went out and started his own church. So how did her trauma come from that church? If
Her trauma came from the church that they were a part of, which is this church. What do you mean?
But why? I'm saying why? When he met the other floozy, when he met the other floozy, they had their own ministry and their own church. So where does her hurt come from this particular church?
I think that they were. I think not. Well, I don't know. That's a good question.
Because they moved on from this church and they had their own, but she's saying this is where her trauma came from. But here, I don't get it. What happened to you at the church before y'all left? Because y'all didn't leave off bad terms. You said y'all left the church and started your own ministry because he said he was called by God to do it. And he was already studying up under the people at that particular church.
Maybe
So
they
how are
had
you
left.
traumatized?
Maybe they had left that church and started their own. But that woman was from that initial church that they attended. That woman was part of that church. So maybe
Yeah, I
it's just
know,
like I
but
said the other night. I think she's blaming the church people just because that that woman was a part of that church. I don't know. This shit ain't making sense to me. The more she speaks, the more it's just too much.
that's why we need the other side of the story.
So as I see it, all of this was done to spite me. Now, I've been forthcoming. My name is Cheryl
I
Grabowski,
find that
by the
really,
way, and welcome to my page.
I find that really, really narcissistic. I would have. You ain't had no. Well, I guess you didn't like how they summed you up, but I probably would have taken it. The kids, I understand the kids taking it as a dig at them, but how is it a slight at you? So truth, do you think the woman made the obituary and to make these people mad?
Now I gotta be honest, and I will say, now I ain't gonna call it. I will say this: that women will do things. And I've known of cases that women will take what they feel about the woman out on the kids. We've seen it a million times. Do I think that woman has an issue with sure? Absolutely. Do I think that she did what she did as far as that obituary to spite Cheryl? Absolutely. I do believe that. I do. Because she got to keep her mouth. You got to remember the history before he passed away. You got to remember that Cheryl was out here on Facebook and YouTube exposing that man and that woman before he passed away. And that woman knows about it. She knows. And so, do I think the animosity or whatever that woman feels stems from Cheryl? I do. I do.
Now I will say we do know the day that she found out he died, the same day that she came out and did the first video, there was no ill will or any of that. Do you think the woman could have been offended by something she said in all the lives leading up to the funeral?
Of
But they
course
didn't
she
make
did.
they
Of
didn't
course.
make the obituary.
And
Go
she
ahead.
also felt away by things that were said before. You got to remember, her speaking about this man and this woman ain't just start when he passed away. It didn't just start with it didn't just start then. Sure had been talking about that man and that woman on Facebook for years. You got to remember that.
And then when she comes out and says he died, that's when she starts saying, I'm going back to the first day when I met him and all of this other shit. You could have triggered the woman as well. She could have felt like you did your lives to spite her. And so she was going to get her lick back. Because I'm just being real. If the woman didn't want y'all to know or any of that, she didn't have to tell y'all shit. Y'all would have just had to hear it from people that he died and where the funeral was. She could have been that low down if she was like that. But in your own words, you said she called one of your sons and told him to call the siblings. I don't see nothing wrong with that because why is she gonna call all three of them? And we don't know the relationship that just because she was the stepmother doesn't mean she had a relationship with these kids. I don't know if she did or not. According to Cheryl, the kids went down there some summers.
I've been forthcoming when it came to my story of my life that I started on YouTube 7 years ago and how I feel about church trauma, the ministry, the different engagements with the preachers and everything. But I want to take y'all back for a strong clarification, and we're going to talk about me and Lacey and the ministry and the church and all of those things. I think we're gonna start off with what happened here. His life with his second marriage. Hey, Erica and Jennifer, y'all. If I don't speak to y'all, I see y'all, but I'm talking, so I want to stay focused with the conversation on topic. So Lacey leaves me, and he knows Sonia. She sat across from us at the church, at Bishop Nesbitt's church. She sat on the far right of me, and he, stay focused with the conversation on topic. So Lacey leaves me, and he knows Sonia.
This is key. Lacey leaves me, not Lacey cheated. Lacey left me. He was sick of my shit. He left.
Yeah. She sat across from us at the church, at Bishop Nesbitt's church. She sat on the far right. Lacey and I were on the far left. She watched. This is how I see it, y'all, in my opinion. She watched us. She watched.
This is in her opinion. Now, you're blaming all of this on this woman, and you don't know. Did it ever cross your mind that your husband was watching her? You're saying she watched y'all, but did it ever cross your mind that he was watching her? Or you just gonna blame this woman for everything? Because he is a grown-ass man.
From afar. She wanted what I had. She wanted to be me, obviously. I'm 53 now, right? I'm not 20, 21.
Hey, y'all. Make sure y'all look at my thumbnail, too, because that's who she called wide back, big-eyed, and all that. I'm like, what woman is she looking at? This one fat.
22, 23. I'm grown. I'm intuitive. I'm smart. I'm intelligent. I've gone through all these things. And so now I can look back at the pages of time.
See, 21, 22, 23. Like, bitch, how you just gonna list 5 years and say I'm one of them ages? That's not normal. Truth, I'm walking off. I'm just gonna let it ride.
The way that I see it, and this will be in a book format. So she looks at me across from on the side, and she wants what I want. Obviously, she's attracted to Lacey because she pursued him. He did not pursue her. She pursued him.
I lied. I'm back. You just said from what you assume. So how you gonna say she pursued him? Go ahead, Truth. Now I'm walking off.
How did you know that?
Just go off for about 3 minutes, Truth. Get her ass.
I'm not going off for don't try to I will when I feel it, but right now I just got the question. Like, how did you know that? See, it's the denial for me. It's the being so narcissistic. What is it? I can't even say it because it's been said so much and I got PTSD. But to think that this man got married and was with and made children with this woman for years and was with this woman for years, for you to say, oh, she went after him. Why you can't? Why he couldn't have went after her? I mean, just make it make sense, Trey. I don't get it. How do you know this? It's the assumption for me, which I equate to lies on her part, because now you're just trying to paint this picture that you don't even know is true yourself. I don't expect that.
You know, I don't know. This is my synopsis. She. How do you know? I'm like, True, how do you know? And I gotta ask. So you don't think your husband was culpable at all? His dick didn't get hard or nothing. He couldn't say no. She was chasing him and he couldn't say no. It's her fault. But Cheryl, and I'm not gonna be a dick and say I don't understand why you would act this way. You met this man as a child. You literally grew up with him. You met him at 10. So by this time, you said you 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29. You done spent a good half of your life knowing this man and he disappeared. I could understand your hatred for this woman, but he took a part in it. And it seems like you have more animosity towards her than him. It's a bit strange. Whatever, girl. Get it. Do your thing.
Just talked to her sister the other night, and she told me how she accessed him, how she went to his place of business.
You talked to her sister the other night? Hello, Kit Kat. So you talked to her the other night. That's interesting. You talked to the sister.
That I don't believe. Absolutely not. I do not believe. I don't believe she talked to that woman. I don't.
About this, of all things, you and the sister sitting there talking about how her and they hooked up.
And why are you and the sister talking about back when they first met and things of that nature at the time when he's passed on? See, it's just messy all around. Why are you having these? If it happened, why are you having these conversations? The past is over. The man is gone. Why are you even entertaining that? And why
you wasn't worried about the obituary and funeral services?
And why is it still an issue with you? Is what I don't understand. Like for me, I when my past is my past, I'm done. I don't want no new details. I don't want to keep talking about it. I don't want to make it no conversation at no damn family. I don't want none of that. I don't understand. To me, it's just mess. Just mess.
All over.
He did not pursue her. She pursued him. I just talked to her sister the other night, and she told me how she accessed him, how she went to his place of business.
Well, if she told you that, then why are you saying you can't prove it? The sister's proving it for you. And you earlier said, this is what I think happened. Now you're saying you were told exactly how it happened. So she went to his place of business. So it's when she went to the barbershop to what? Get her kid haircut or get her some trim? Or give up some trim?
She called his sister for a hair appointment to get her hair done. And he and I have been...
She called his sister. Now this is where the story gets very, very interesting, because she's about to say, he and I have been separated. Well, bitch, she ain't do nothing wrong. When she walked up to that nigga, he probably said, I'm separated from my wife. And she didn't care because y'all were separated.
How she went to his place of business she called his sister for a hair appointment to get her hair done. And he and I have been split up maybe about 4 months, but her mother
there we go. You mad about her approach? You said, now this is your words. She sat across from y'all. She watched y'all. She wanted to be you. Yet she waited 4 months to start popping up in his place of business and shit of that nature, instead of just doing it off the wall. This your story you telling. You said she was a hoe off the wham, but it took her 4 months to approach your nigga. After y'all were separated, she didn't do anything wrong. Now, if you had said she was doing this shit while y'all were actively in your marriage, I could agree with you.
Told her about the split up. She gave her the heads up early because her mother was there when we went for marital counseling. So she's there.
I remember that story. She said the mama was the marriage counselor, which was a lady at the church. But if you had so much church trauma back then and you didn't trust the church, and there was a whole bunch of shady shit going on, and you had your antennas up saying this ain't right, why the fuck would you go to a pastor for marriage counseling instead of an actual professional? Then you went to a woman pastor. That was your first mistake there. They ain't supposed to, according to the Bible, women aren't supposed to teach the Bible. So that was your first mistake, Miss Pentecostal lady. You went to a female pastor to solve your marital issues. And she thinks that the pastor told her daughter everything that was going on in the marriage counseling, which would be, it's not HIPAA, but it's definitely against the privilege of the patient. You can't disclose what's said in actual therapy meetings if you go to an actual professional. I don't know about preachers if they under that same oath, but actual professors, they can't just go around telling your business. Because if you could prove it, you could sue them and get some money. Because y'all went to her for a marriage counselor. Don't know if you paid or anything, but it seems like you were trying to do some cheap shit. And y'all weren't even part of that church no more. Y'all had y'all own shit. And y'all went to this lady for marriage counseling who came from the church that you said that y'all had left. But this is when her church trauma started, Truth, when she had the marriage counseling.
Yeah.
She ain't saying that because if you had trauma, why the fuck would you go back in the first place? If you left because you had trauma, why would you take your ass back?
But that's it, Trey. I think that's where the trauma started. I don't think she felt like, see, you got to remember at the time that they were in the church and she had her church. She believed in everything that was of the church. So I think the trauma did start once they was seeing the lady, and the lady ended up telling her daughter whatever she told her, and all.
We don't know if that lady told her daughter that though. This is the Cheryl version. We don't know if that shit happened. It sounds convenient, but I doubt it. Because why would if the girl was watching you any goddamn way, why the fuck would she need her mama to give her any inside scoop? She was already sitting across from you, watching you, wanting what you had. Nobody knew y'all marriage was fucked up when she was watching you plotting on you. Just y'all two until y'all went for the marriage counseling. Who knew?
This is the thing. They walked my children like a dog yesterday. It's my turn. It's my turn. Yeah. Mm-hmm. It's my.
The obituary mess up was walking her children like a dog. Not that they were talked bad to, not that they were told, not that they had a little small section and they were shunned from everybody, and none of that. Because he shouted out the Jones family, which is his dad's side of the family. They was there, so nobody treated them wrong from what I've heard. And then we listened to the son and he said it was cool other than the obituary. That's the only gripe he had. He said it was cool other than the obituary. He felt like it was respectful. But according to the mom, who should be out of this altogether, because let's remember, all of her kids are 30 plus. I think Monet is the baby. If she's not, she's still 30. The baby is pushing 30. All her kids grown as fuck. They don't need protection from you. I mean, yeah, they don't need you to protect them. They don't need you stepping up, having these conversations because they're adults. They were there with the woman. If they didn't voice their displeasure there, I can understand it. It ain't the time and the place. I understand them coming home on their lives and saying something. You, not so much. You're doing it because you still want that nigga.
I turn to walk it. I'm going to walk it like.
And she pulled the CMA. She said she might have her own obituary was printed up. We'll wait to see if you do that.
A dog today. You're going to be walking.
They're related.
I'm going to tell the story. Probably, I might even go as far as print up a new obituary with my children's real name on it, because they printed my children's illegal. They made a false name.
It's not a false name, motherfucker. It's their middle name and their last name. You said this bitch just lied? It's not a false name.
I might even go as far as print up a new obituary with my children's real name on it, because they printed my children's illegal. They made a false name. They made up false names of my kids to put in their
false names of my kids. No, they didn't. They just admitted the first name and used the middle and last. It wasn't a false name. They created Sure, and it is just me and Truth gonna differ on this. But sure, if she wanted to slight you and your kids, nigga, you know what she could have done? Just left them out altogether. She had to put that shit in there at all. That's why I feel like you're doing a bit much, because that would have been the ultimate sign of disrespect and slighting, to not mention you or your kids in any way, shape, form, or fashion. What say you, Truth? Which do you think is worse? Putting their middle name and last name? Yeah, I'm saying with the two choices. I'm saying with the two choices. Which do you think is more disrespectful? Not mentioning them at all, or middle name and last name?
This is the thing. I'm not going to measure the disrespect. Okay, I'm not. What I will say is this. Yes, the woman could have chose not to put their names in it at all, which would have been the ultimate. It would have been the ultimate, and it would have been it would have been so uncalled for, and would have been just dirty and nasty. Now, do I believe that it is disrespectful and it was still dirty and nasty to not put those kids' legal government names in that obituary? I absolutely do. I absolutely feel like there's no excuse for it. I don't think it was right. I don't think it would have taken that much for that woman to get those names correct and put them in that obituary. It was wrong. It was wrong. Now, yes, it was wrong, Trey. It was wrong for me altogether. And I know, like you said, we don't feel the same way, but I feel like, yes, it was wrong. It was wrong. Disrespectful.
I'm saying, but if I had the two choices, because those are the two options the woman could have made. She could have not put them completely, or the way she did it. I feel like they still got acknowledged, because the other alternative was not acknowledging them. Well, there was three options: acknowledging them fully, half-assed the way she did, or not doing it.
Adults, but it doesn't matter, because every adult want to be named their real name. But anyway, so she pursued the man of God. At that point, I've been with Lacey.
You were separated. You were separated, so she could pursue the man of God. That was in her right, ma'am. I'm just sorry. I don't get where you coming from with this story and why you so angry. I don't get it.
For 23 years at that point, and me and Lacey had our marriage.
Now, see, you hear. Hold on, what's she saying?
So she pursued the man of God. At that point, I've been with Lacey for 23 years. At that point, and me and Lacey
been with. So that's not she's not saying she's married, but from 10. Truth, would you let a 14-year-old dude talk to your 10-year-old daughter?
Absolutely not.
Because remember, they're 4 years apart, and she said she met him at 10, and then she started dating him at 12, which would have put him at 16 and 12 when he took her to the fair. Okay,
but you also have to remember what she described as her childhood. I think Shirley and the rest of those family members grew up in very neglectful homes. I think it was a lot of abuse in those homes. I think it was a lot of neglect. I think it was a lot of not, raising those kids and things of that nature. So you got to remember the history. If what she says, the history is the truth.
Oh yeah, that's right. She did have to wash her ass in the creek, so it wasn't much. It wasn't much supervision going on there. But she said her mama ran the house and things of that nature. So Candy said it's the names they're called by on a daily basis. So she said the names that are in the obituary is what everybody knows them by.
But to be honestly, nicknames on the obituary, unless in parentheses with the legal government names, is cool. But to put those kids' nicknames or what they're called, put their legal. Listen, I don't understand why
we do hear Cheryl call her Monet. We heard the other one called Dottie.
I'm gonna go on mute because I ain't finna argue this point no more. Because in it, everybody can see that it's just simple. It's very simple. You take the kids' legal government names and you put them in the obituary. It's just simple. Like, I don't understand why people say, they were called this. Hell, if your nickname is Mookie, do you want somebody to put your damn name in the obituary as Mookie? Come on now.
In parentheses.
No. It was wrong.
Okay, so Sonya says, what if it's the names the father acknowledged them by?
I don't care. I don't care.
See, but that's coming. See, when you did that, that's coming down to personal preference, because you saying forget what everybody acknowledges him as. I personally would want A, B, and C. That's a personal thing.
Trey, if it wasn't a bit, and this is the thing, those are that man's kids. They have a right to have an issue with how their names were put in the obituary. They have that right. We might, other people might not think it's a big deal. Y'all may not think it's a big deal or whatever. I get it, but though that's their situation. It's their feelings. It's their dad. And if they have an issue with it, that's all that matters. That's all that matters. They got.
But I get it. The kids, I definitely get her, not so much, because I heard the son point out how all three of them got the name. He didn't complain about Monet. Mom did, though. He didn't complain about Monet. Mom did in the live, but he did voice his displeasure, and I can get it from the kids. Her, I don't get it all. I just don't get it. And I'm glad she decided not to go.
My thing is, me as a mom with adult kids, I definitely would speak up when I feel like my kids are hurt. I will speak up now. How she did it and how she's going about it, I absolutely don't respect. I think she's doing too much, and I think she's making it all about herself. But me speaking up where it counts, absolutely, I would do that for my kids, even though they are adults. Because I'm with one statement that she said: "Don't play with my fucking kids. Don't do that." So I get, her speaking up for her kids, but not the way she's doing it, because like I said, I feel like she's making this about her and that man's marriage, and that ain't what this is about. That shit was over. It was dead. Like, honestly, I don't even understand why she's revisiting it. I don't understand why she's doing this long drawn out series or whatever. She's just doing it to fight that woman, period. She's just doing it to fight that woman, and it's just messy.
And I feel like if she cared to make sure to see what was going on, while you was on the phone gossiping with her sister about how she met him and shit, that seems like that would have been more of your concern. Yo, does she need help with the obituary, spelling the kid's name, anything like that? Not how she pursued your husband and when she got married. That's the conversation we having with her sister instead of trying to take care of the business with you. I'm just saying, she had time. Man, I'm sick. So all y'all just go agree with truth. Go to hell.
We had our marriage. We had our difficulties.
They all agreeing with you, and I told them to go to hell.
Don't tell nobody to go to hell because they ain't agreeing with you. You being a narcissist.
I am.
It would be the first time that we broke up in our entire lives. Like, we were not the type of couple that broke up and got back together and broke up and got back together. That's not the kind of marriage that we had. We were together thicker than thieves indefinitely in those days. We were together. I just want to frame it for you guys.
But if y'all was so together like that during those days, why did you frame it as the love was gone when y'all were going to marriage counseling? You were in a loveless marriage. That's how you framed it. So you, on the outside, you want to make it seem like shit was perfect, but you tell us y'all were going to marriage counseling. You were telling us he wasn't coming home. And the church didn't know he wasn't coming home because y'all had issues.
Understand what happened in those days. So she, in her mental illness and low-lifedness.
Notice how everybody has mental illness except for this bitch. Everybody she comes across. Just think about all the content creators she's talked about. She said her mama has mental illness, her husband had mental illness, the preacher had mental illness, everybody in the church got mental illness because they're in the cult. Everybody except for her. She claims she life full of trauma, but she ain't got no mental illness. She went to the same church as these people and said she was the most devout of them all, But she now is just got all the answers. She trauma free. She mentally stable. I ain't got no fuck ups about it. But everybody around her is mentally ill. She's called me mentally ill. She's called Truth mentally ill. Sure, she's called some of you people in the chat mentally ill. But not her though. The woman who had to seek out a life coach, she not mentally ill. How many of y'all have sought out a life coach?
I don't have a life coach, but I feel like I can coach my own damn life. I don't need nobody to per se coach me as far as life. But I do have a therapist. So
the last coach I had, I was running track, playing football and basketball in high school. That was the last damn coach I had.
Come on.
I don't know about this other shit she talking about.
In my opinion, low lifedness, no sense of morals and decency, none.
But if she doesn't have any morals or sense of decency, why are you coming out showing the same behavior and acting like you're better than her? You can't call somebody's moral out while you're being immoral yourself. And you're not even talking about the funeral. Nigga, you going back to when these folk hooked up over a decade ago. Now I see why the white man left you. Did you always talk about this nigga and this bitch to this white man? Did he have to hear how church hurt you were? And again, you talking about how motherfucking brainwashed these people were in the cult. But ma'am, 10 years ago, you was going to church with the white man. You got divorced in 2012, 2014. You was already married to Kurt, and y'all was going to a church together. Explain that one, Grabowski. But you got it all figured out. You were so church hurt that you continued to go into your second marriage.
That's
but everybody
else, she's church hurt, but she's church hurt behind that one particular church and those people, and she should just say that. You know what I'm saying? She's hurt behind those people of that particular church. And it just makes absolutely no sense to me. Now, I get it feeling a certain type of way about the bishop and all that because they did this and the third. But my God, today, 20 some odd years later, you still to a point to where you doing shit like this. That's ridiculous. And you say you went through some type of semi-pseudo justice. Like, this is crazy. This is crazy for anybody to be carrying that shit around this long like that. Like, that's crazy.
Man, she need to sit on the couch at the She's Healing podcast. Cause she needs some help. Speaking of which, Chelsea disappeared.
Let me give you a scenario. With my ex-husband, I found out, and still to this day be finding out certain stuff, right? That went on while I was married, right? So it's certain family members of his that I know. And we've actually talked about it because I'm still cool with a lot of the family members. And I found out that a lot of family members knew about certain things that were going on in my marriage that I had no clue about. And they knew about, yet they still smiled, grinned up in my face and things of that nature, which I've made it clear to them. And when I speak about it, I say, look, those people were his relatives, right? So for me to think that they would like go against him for me, even though they treated me the way they did as their cousin, but still, that's still his blood relatives, right? So what I look like today, as we all are older, and my kids are close with these people, and they still, a part of that family. What I look like till today, starting mess with these particular family members, or having some type of animosity between against these family members. They knew some things about my marriage that was going on that I felt like they should have told me. I mean, it's like, I'm going to keep the shit going. I'm going to stay mad. Now, some of the family members I will never fuck with, it ain't got nothing to do with, our marriage. It actually has to do with my kids. So that's different. But, some of the family members, I told y'all, he had a cousin that had a salon. Shit, I found out I was sitting in the damn salon. She was doing my hair and she was doing the side bitch hair. at the same time. The girl was sitting right next across from me. Do me and her sweet to this day? Absolutely. Like sisters. She loved my kids to death. You have to let certain shit go, especially when something is over. And then years later, this was back in my 20s. I'm finna be 50. You know what I'm saying? You talk about it, you get it out. You know, a lot of them apologize to me. But even if they didn't, I'm good. You know what I'm saying, Trey? You just have to let shit go. Because at the end of the day, I did not blame them for what he did. They just knew about it. And they just didn't tell me about it at the time. You know what I'm saying? I mean, you walk through life with all this shit, and then for somebody to try to give advice to other people, bye.
My cousin was mad at me for a minute she was mad at me for a minute because her baby daddy, the dude PI, he was cheating, and I ain't say nothing. But in my defense, I had hooked them up, and they had an incident early on in their relationship, and I rolled with her, and them folk ended up being together a couple days later. So I'm like, I'm out of it. So when he was cheating and stuff, I just wouldn't say nothing. There ain't my business. What I'm supposed to tell you? And then that's my thing. I stayed out of it. Now when the shit hit the fan, and she asked, did I know? Yep, but I think they had already snitched on me anyway. I think the side girl was like, we be meeting at your cousin's house anyway. I'm like, you dirty bitch. Why'd you have to do all of this? Why keep me at the shit? But yeah, she was mad at me for a minute. We cool now, but she was mad at me for a second. She understood though, because I had her secret. She was cheating too. Like, it's like me going to tell that you cheating. I stayed out y'all business.
Damn.
I ain't telling on neither one of y'all ass.
I know that's right.
No, but I was laughing like, you mad at me? Like, ma'am, you was fucking with one of my coworkers, ma'am. You were talking to one of my coworkers and you talk about how I tell you, cuz. I mean, you my cousin, but I didn't know him just as long as you. And y'all got a baby, and just stay out of shit like this. And a kid grown. Gabe said a happy ending, I guess.
She was a tongue-talking, shouting, praising God, going to church person all the time. Even her mother was a bishop. But
you was going to church at 18 all the time, and you said your granddaddy was a bishop, so y'all got history.
Sat over there and she coveted a man that was in a marriage.
You can't prove that. You can't prove that she coveted your man, because if she did, she wouldn't have waited until y'all were separated. I need y'all to keep pointing it out. She on her own accord said that they had been separated for 4 months before she started making a move on her husband, but she said she had been coveting her all the time.
Woman, which was me, and 4 children. And when she got a chance, she jumped on him like a thirsty, low-life Pentecostal.
Hey, I'm gonna just be real, sure. When humans be out here, when we be out here doing shit like that, we don't think about your kids. We don't. That's that nigga's problem. That's that female's problem. If I'm fucking a woman who married and got 4 kids, Anaya, she got to deal with that if she goddamn it break up. I don't think about that. That's what she got to deal with. Them my goddamn kids.
You a petty motherfucker.
No, I'm just pointing out. Why are we supposed to think about the kids if she ain't thinking about them? Them her actual motherfucking kids. She the one that's got to deal with the kids if the nigga find out and he decide to leave. She the one gonna be stuck with them 4 kids. I don't have to think about that at all. She want this woman to think about her and her 4 kids. Why? Y'all separated. And then she did think about you and your 4 kids. She ain't make a play on that nigga until y'all was separated. And she knew he was separated for good because the nigga got the furniture. He got the furniture. He moved the furniture. He probably took it to her house. We don't know where he took it, but he took the furniture. I remember you telling that story, man. He was checked out. He was done. But Now you told that story where he took the furniture, but then you telling us that you ain't want that nigga. You didn't want him. It was you that ended the relationship, but you was shocked that you came home and the house was cleared out. You gotta make it make sense, Cheryl. Did you leave him or did he leave you? I think the people need to know because we confused right now. We got conflicting statements.
4. At that particular time in my life, I had never slept with any man other than Lacey. He was my one and my only. But at that time, she had already been divorced.
That's also why she's so mad too. That nigga took her virginity. He gave her her first child, her first marriage, all of that shit, and he left. She thought she had the happily ever after story. Well, baby, here to break it to you, sometimes the happily ever after ain't what you thought it was, because you thought the second marriage was going to be happily ever after when you got the white man. They ain't work out too well either. It's you, Cheryl. It's you. You're unbearable. You're short, you're fat, you're pudgy, you don't know how to twerk, your wig's dry, your glass is big, and you think you know it all. Who want to deal with that other than the nigga that got with you at 10 stayed with you so long because he got with you at 10. Now I'm just saying, you was 12, he was 16. I'm sure he was fucking other bitches in high school and you had no idea because you couldn't move around like him. Newsflash, you might not have known it or thought about it, but newsflash, he definitely was fucking other bitches because you were 10 and 12, you couldn't stay out. You couldn't be out late. You didn't even know this man went to church for 8 motherfucking years. But you were a little girl when he met you.
And her husband reached out to me. Her husband reached out to me back in those days to have a conversation with me about his.
And then wait a goddamn minute. I'm just thinking about this church story too. The first time you went, you said you leaving the beauty college. You asked him if he believed in hell. He said, I got a church. He popped up at your house. He was like, nigga, what you doing here? And he was like, you told me to go to church. And you said you had a 2-year-old at the time. And you went and got your sister ass. You ain't mentioned the baby being there at all in the storytelling that you said. You said the sister and the brother was shouting and the woman walked up to you. Who had the baby? Where was the baby at? Why you didn't take the baby to church with you? Mother and father. I'm being too nosy. Hit the cash app, hit the PayPal, hit the super chat, join the membership, buy an album.
Marriage with her. He told me that he had permission from his bishop to divorce her expeditiously, to divorce her right away, that he had never seen such a vile, mentally ill, and about his marriage with her. Reached out to me, her husband. At that particular time in my life, I had never slept with any man other than Lacey. He was my one and my only. But at that time, she had already been divorced, and her husband reached out to me. Her husband reached out.
This something else right now. I can't.
Why her husband reach out to you out the blue?
I can't. Mm-mm.
So everybody just calling you.
I just don't believe. Like, I just don't believe that all these people. I don't believe. I'm sorry.
At this time, they wouldn't have had their own church or nothing. They were just members, and he called her out the blue. Hey, yo. Hey, Miss Jones, I wanted to call you because I'm divorced and just, talk to you about my wife for no reason. Because I'm sure the wife was telling the ex-husband who she liked and was lusted after and stuff. Because I'm sure he would know all of these things.
Me back in those days to have a conversation with me about his marriage with her. He told me that he had permission from his bishop to divorce her expeditiously, to divorce her right away, that he had never seen.
First of all, Narcs, 53-year-old woman. It's expeditiously, not exponentially. It's expeditiously. Stop trying to use big words if you don't know how to pronunciate them right.
From his bishop to divorce her expeditiously, to divorce her right away. And he had never seen such a vile, a mentally ill, and a crazy, and a demonic woman.
So this is what the bishop told her husband. Hurry up and divorce. I ain't never seen such a bad woman, but keep in mind her mama a preacher. Exponentially.
And as that woman, as she cursed and attacked and beat him up.
Did we ever figure out why she got that damn walk in her living room, True? You think Giles stay with her?
Probably Giles.
You think he stay there?
He beat her a lot. I don't think he stayed there, but he beat her, damn it.
She don't put him on camera?
She put him on camera.
No, I said she don't do it no more. I remember her being in the car with him one time, but other than that, I don't remember.
She done showed that man plenty of times at her house. Yes, she had.
Oh, and did you hear in the video today the Pope grandbaby was hollering and fussing again? She be getting her ass. Hold on, you got me fucked up. We're gonna take a break, y'all. We gotta take a break. Truth didn't hear it. You got me fucked up. I'm finna play it. You got me fucked up. You talking about you ain't hear it. You finna hear it. I did. I know, you finna hear it now. You finna hear it now. They start off pro.
Hello guys, happy Saturday.
Then the girl is wild.
How y'all doing? Welcome to my.
She ain't got no male influence in her life, so she gonna act just like them 3 women she sees every day.
My name is Cheryl Grabowski, and happy Saturday. My name is Cheryl. I'm a survivor of narcissistic abuse. I use my life.
Everybody narcissistically abused this bitch. Everybody. She hasn't narcissistically abused anyone.
All the chapters of my life.
I'm sorry, man. I don't feel comfortable coming out here playing victim every day. I'm sorry. It's just not in me.
To talk about mental health awareness and narcissistic abuse.
And then, how are you a fucking survivor of it? So nobody can narcissistically abuse you anymore? What's to stop a motherfucker from cussing you out?
I've been married twice. I've been in other relationships. Thank you guys for the balloons. You know, I come from a highly narcissistic, dysfunctional family, okay? All right, so I've just lots of chapters, and so have you. So have you. Okay, go back there, baby, because I done told you I'm lying. So.
Okay, here we go. Let me slow it down for you. True!
I am listening, sir. Will you stop yelling?
Sugar Lump would never.
But let me tell you something.
Okay.
Listen. Hold on, just listen. Just listen and then come back with that thought. But I'm just going on record to say Sugar Lump would never.
All right, so I've just had lots of chapters, and so have you. So have you. Okay, go back there, baby, because I done told you I'm live. So.
I just want to get my phone and not my
Ashley, don't sass talk me. I just went live and I asked you not to do it. Just go talk to your mama. Don't talk to me because I'm working.
Well, my phone is up.
Go ahead on, Ashley.
How you want me to phone?
Mona, get Ashley. Mona, get your daughter.
I gotta skip this back because the baby just want her damn phone. Cheryl Pride took her phone so she could go live. So it won't be too many people on the hotspot. Ma'am, if you always on the hotspot, that means you have a lot of cellular data and you could be able to go live straight from your phone without missing a beat.
I don't understand why she got that baby on that plan if it's so serious about these live streams and this data and shit of that nature. Like, honestly, I don't understand.
Now they're on Wi-Fi. and they on Wi-Fi, and it's a whole bunch of devices connected, which slows shit down. But that's why I'm telling Cheryl, get your ass off Wi-Fi and use your data.
I'm not understanding why it is such. In my house, you know how many TVs, all these children got devices, phones, iPads, tablets. I don't understand the slowing down of the Wi-Fi because of all the things. She needs to maybe upgrade her Wi-Fi plan. I don't know what the hell's going on.
Well, I personally got Grayson tablets with its own internet, so I ain't got to worry about the Wi-Fi. None of this shit. You on your own system.
Right.
We can go back to this comment. The baby just want to know where her phone, and I want to know where her phone is too. Hell, I feel bad for her. 'Cause every time the baby try to do anything, I'm on live. Shut up, I'm on live. Like, you don't let the baby tell no jokes or nothing.
My name is Cheryl. I'm a survivor of loss.
But she will put the babies on there to show they good hair. You know.
Not the babies with the good hair.
Cystic abuse. I use my life in all the chapters of my life to talk about mental health awareness and narcissistic abuse. I've been married twice. I've been in other relationships. Thank you guys for the balloons.
That wasn't them that did the balloons, you jackass. You did the okay sign or the peace sign. Actually, you did the peace sign. The peace sign triggers the party balloons. The thumbs up triggers the thumbs up. And if you do the little heart thing, it triggers that too. It's the iPhone. It wasn't them that sent the balloon. This old heifer don't know what's going on with the technology.
You know, I come from a highly narcissistic, dysfunctional family, okay? All right, so I've just had lots of chapters, and so have you. So have you. Go back there, baby, because I told you I'm live. So.
I want me to get my phone and I'm
Ashley, don't sass talk me. I just went live, and I asked you not to do it. Just go talk to your mama. Don't talk to me, because I'm working.
Well, my phone is up.
Go ahead on, Ashley.
Don't talk to me, because I'm working. Don't talk to me, because I'm going to chop that up. Sure, that is going to be a clip. I'm going to put that into a beat. Preferably this beat that just went off. Don't talk to me because I'm working. Don't talk to me because I'm working.
Ashley, don't sass talk me. I just went live and I asked you not to do it. Just go talk to your mama. Don't talk to me because I'm working.
Well, my phone is up.
Go ahead on, Ashley. Monet, get Ashley. Monet, get your daughter. Gee whiz. Are y'all here?
Yeah, we can hear it.
Hey, Monet, I'm live already. Yeah, and I told Ashley before I hit this button, I told her 3 or 4 times. Cancel the plans. Hello, guys. Where are you guys?
They always talk about counseling plans, but apparently that thread don't work with that baby because
what plans? What the fuck is she doing? What plans do this? Go ahead.
I don't give a fuck what they doing. Apparently the counseling plans don't work. So why the fuck you keep using it? It's not working. That girl gonna end up beating every ass in that house. I mean every. I gotta walk out for a minute. I'll be right back. Yeah.
Or killing them. Maybe they talking about the phone plan because I don't think she got an itinerary of a whole bunch of shit to do. But I mean, the baby just want her phone, and Mama said, "I'm working," not Mama.
And he divorced her right away. See, Lacey had no idea that he was getting ready to be in prison by a Pentecostal whore. And he died.
Damn, he was imprisoned by you. You were a Pentecostal whore. He was in prison, ma'am. He left. It got so bad with you, he left. You came home one day and all the furniture was gone. Y'all was going to marriage counseling and everything, and then you came home one day and everything was gone. He left you. That's how bad you were. Now, you're saying he was imprisoned by this woman, but you know what he didn't do? Leave her. He got experience leaving because he left you. Why didn't he leave her if he was so imprisoned? Just after clear blue sky. Then you said he was a cheater while he was with you. Well, now you didn't say he was cheating. You said he ain't come home, which hints that he was cheating. But why she ain't got this story of him not coming home? Why did he get faithful with her but cheated with you? I'm telling you, it's your twerking skill. We looked at your twerking skills and we know you can't ride dick. You don't look like you can suck dick, and you definitely can't dance. So it was old with you. You was old news. He got tired of you after 23 years. Hey, let's not mistake it, y'all. It wasn't 23 years of marriage. He met her at 10. She counted all of that. Even though they didn't get married to him, I don't know how old they were, but it was definitely after 18 when they went to church and they had a 2-year-old already. And the way it sounded like after she had a 2-year-old, it sounded like she may have been pregnant at 18. I don't know if it's a 2-year difference or a 4-year difference between the first couple kids. But she wasn't, that little pussy was hot. She was not going. Hot and ready. The Grabowski special.
Right away. See, Lacey had no idea that he was getting ready to be imprisoned by a Pentecostal whore. And he died very early because he wasn't even able to go anywhere without her permission. Now, this is the same person who's done this obituary, who's omitted my children's legal.
How you know he wasn't able to go nowhere without his permission? That sounds like a bunch of hyperbole. Boom.
Name out of the obituary for fear of one day that Lacey would find his way back to me, his original wife, but she didn't have to.
He couldn't go nowhere without permission because she feared he was going to come back to his original wife, the same woman who he took all the furniture out the house and left. She worried about him coming back. Now, I think when a nigga take the furniture and move out of town with a chick, he ain't coming back. It's pretty safe to say. When you move out of town, they ain't move around the corner. They ain't move on the other side of town, nigga. They left the state. It was over. It was over for everybody except for you. So now this woman was scared. Now again, this is supposed to be about the obituary. Why the fuck are we listening to this woman talking about this other woman was scared he was going to go back to her? Yet he never did. In all the years they was married, he never went back to you. Okay, you got divorced in 2012. So we just going to say they got married in 2012. 12 years later, he never got back with you. Why would she be scared? Can't even talk to you. You're not sitting here saying how y'all co-parented and had this amicable relationship. Y'all could call each other and joke on the phone and shit. You're not saying any of this.
Worry about that, because I would never, in a million years, I would have never went back with him. I would have never had a rendezvous. I would have never, and I did not. I make that very clear. The reason why I'm doing this live tonight, because I want to shed light on the type of mental illness that is involved, the type of low morals and values that's involved in rigid and rough religion and people who run circles in cults, churches.
Truth, have you seen Flex's new video? That girl is silly as hell.
I done told her she done lost it. She off the train.
You saw that, Dustin? God dang.
I told her. I told her a long time ago.
I was there when I saw the knife
Oh, I
inside
forgot
the
to
bird
share.
upside down. I said you done lost your damn, but she was accurate though.
I told her every time I see an episode, I think it can't get no better or no worse, but it does.
No, it's she did an upload where she was showing how Chinese folk be doing that. Just give me a second, I'll get it. Give me a second, I'll put it on the screen.
She provided a place of refuge, calm, sex.
I shared the motherfucker my damn
warm body, gentle hands, a bed, a couch, soft speech, legs open for the preacher. She provided. Oh, she's the daughter of a bishop.
Yes, after y'all separated, she provided all of the shit that you didn't provide, she provided. Because if you were providing that, he wouldn't have left you. See, taking accountability is realizing that you had some shortcomings in that marriage. I bet you never asked that nigga what he felt like you did wrong. You've never had that conversation with him because you always blamed it on him and her. Because you started off saying him and that church is what started causing friction in y'all marriage. Then it became her. First it was the church. Him spending more time with the church members and all that shit than you and the kids. That's what started it. But then it became her.
Well, she's been in church all her life. So many preachers she's heard. So many sermons she's listened to. So many scriptures she's read. So many times that she listened to the Hammond organ as the chords were played on the organ. So many Sunday school lessons.
I don't understand why you're saying this, because if you know anything about religion, it's based on we all fall short and we all need forgiveness. So I don't know why you're acting like she's supposed to be perfect because she's a bishop's daughter. Hell, you're a bishop's granddaughter. You weren't perfect. Now, you would like the world to believe that you were perfect during your marriage and you didn't sin at all. But that's just not true. You're a fucking human being. You did some sinful shit. I'm sorry. Unless you're Jesus, that's the only person noted in the Bible that didn't sin, was that nigga there. You're no different than any other human. But you want to judge these people even though you were a sinful Pentecostal Christian yourself.
I
gotta show y'all the damn picture. Hearing the sound is not gonna do any justice. Y'all gotta
so many Wednesday night Bible studies over the years. She's been there. She even married a minister of music the first time, and he divorced her. This woman is the epitome.
Bitch, you got divorced twice. How you see how she just constantly keeps throwing digs? This woman can't do shit right. Y'all know y'all like, what the hell is this? This flex, I'm trying to save this thing so I can put it up on the screen for y'all.
A Pentecostal whore. All the sermons, all the organ playing, everything that would have been poured into her as a young woman that's growing up in a Pentecostal church wouldn't be able to stop her from being a Pentecostal whore with a man.
What makes her a whore? She was married to the minister of music. She divorced him. Your husband separated. She started dating him. So unless you saying she wasn't supposed to date him until y'all got divorced, I don't see how she's a whore. You have no proof of her being a whore other than she took your husband, who wasn't your husband anymore when she took him. But 2 marriages, that's what she just like you. 2 marriages. where's the whoring coming from? You ain't got no niggas in between. You got her first husband, minister of music, and the pastor. Now, why wasn't she all those nasty things you just accused her of when she was talking to the minister of music? Why wasn't she a whore then? Then you didn't tell us any of the shit that she did. You said that the husband called you telling you what she did, but the only thing you gave us was the pastor told him to divorce her exponentially, which ain't a word, because she's the most vile, evil, mentally ill person he ever saw. But that's not telling us what she did for him to say that, or for the husband to divorce. No specifics at all. And then you saying shit like that, you causing friction between that man and that woman that shouldn't have been there. Because if this happened, this shit happened all them years ago. Why you bringing it up now? Why can't you let it go, Elsie?
Who's separated for the first time with a woman that he's been through, broke up with me for 23 years.
So she labeled it as broke up. She herself is labeling it as her and this man were broke up. So what makes this woman a whore? She keeps, I don't know if she notices or not, but she keeps subconsciously telling us that her and her husband were separated, broke up, ain't been talking for 4 months, but then we're supposed to believe that this woman is a whore because 4 months after this man and them separated, he met somebody new. Y'all do realize if it had been somebody outside the church, she still would have been calling them a whore. Anybody that would have talked to that man outside of her, they would have been a whore.
With a man who's separated for the first time.
And then you said she sat across from y'all, so that was at the main church. She sat across from y'all. If she wanted your husband that bad, when y'all started y'all's ministry, why wasn't she at y'all church in the front row trying to get him? She stayed at the church that you claimed she was across the pew looking at y'all at instead of following you and your husband that she was lusting after so much, according to you. It's not adding up, Cheryl. It's not adding up.
With a woman that he's been through, broke up with me for 23 years. He was in emotional distress. He was having a mental breakdown. I remember very well. He had lost his mind. And
he was having a Can you prove that he had a mental breakdown and he was losing his mind? We just got to take your word for it. Can you prove this? What are you
she
basing this off of?
A bed of lust and sin for him.
So it was sin because y'all weren't divorced? So, but Truth made a good point. When you were talking to people and fucking on flows in between marriages, was it sin? But here's the thing. She's supposed to be in a different place mentally because according to her, she's not a believer. So why would she be talking about this woman was a sinner if she doesn't believe? It's just really, really weird, sure. It's really, really weird. Share. Hold up. I'm trying to get this video.
So someone, her husband, her ex-husband, he has a conversation with me. He says, I saw her with your husband, Cheryl.
Wait a minute. She said, so someone has a conversation with me. Then it goes back to it was her ex-husband. How do you This is how you know she making this shit up as she goes.
So someone, her husband, her ex-husband, he has a conversation with me. He says, I saw her with your husband, Cheryl.
But that was after. It didn't matter who with your husband after y'all broke up. I just don't understand. I don't get it. Maybe it's above my pay grade. Maybe I'm not smart enough to get it. True!
Wait.
Look the screen. Hold on. I'm uploading it now. Look at your damn friend. Look at your friend. Hold on. Just give me a second. Give me a second. Look at your friend. This is what she doing. What is wrong with your friend? Then she had the little Chinese bags and everything. What is wrong with your friend?
I ask her tomorrow when I talk to her. I tell her when to talk to her.
America need, what's she on the trail ride? America need an explanation.
I told her I'm gonna tell her.
Call her now, damn it.
She at an event. You ain't gonna be able to hear.
I'm sick of her always being at fucking events. She need to sit her ass down somewhere.
That's what they do.
It's too hot outside for that shit.
Well, Trey, they don't give a damn. They don't care.
She gonna have a damn heat stroke.
They don't care.
And who do trail rides at night any damn way? What y'all got? Do y'all got headlights on them 4-wheelers and shit?
That's the best time, Trey. We done cool down and things of that nature. I'm just saying.
You can't see trees and shit at night going 40 miles per hour in drunk truth.
Well, what you want me to do, Trey? What you want me to do about it?
Tell Flex that she can't go to trail rides no more. It's not safe or healthy.
Oh God.
She getting up in age now. Her heart can't take all that excitement.
You always trying to make somebody old. You need to start with your old ass.
Now, you know when I tell this story, it's going to be you who said all this shit though, right?
That's okay, because I got the clip.
You don't have the clip. I'm putting it on private. You don't have it.
I already got it.
I'm putting it on private. It's on private.
All them.
Oh, shit. Hold on, y'all. Okay.
Together in Cary. I think they're an item. I said, what? He said, yes. Her husband, Cheryl.
That nigga there messy as a motherfucker. Why the fuck he calling? Why is he calling you, telling you his ex-wife with your ex-husband? Why are you saying what and you knew you and him hadn't been together for 4 months? You didn't expect the nigga to move on? You got remarried, why couldn't he?
I saw them together in Cary. I think they're an item. I said, what? He said, yes. I said, are you sure? He said, yes, I'm sure. They're together. He said, what happened between y'all? I told him. And they skipped town. They went to Atlanta.
I am convinced that this lady has studied under the tree of the blacked out lady. I'm convinced of it. The story making ability just off the top of the head is like it's parallel to Jay-Z. Who else makes, but they make great stories off the top of their head. I swear they do.
Believe believe that on their way to Atlanta, they got married. They both are mentally ill then and were in.
She believes on their way to Atlanta, they got married. Again, this is in the 2000s, so they got computers and stuff. I think they would have been, when they applied for a marriage license, I think that there would have been some red flags popping up. I could be wrong, but again, you said you don't know, but you're telling this story and speaking in absolutes as if you're 100% sure this is the way it went down. Shout out to the 80 people on MoneyBoy Trade. Shout out to the 16 people on the Pedigo.
She still is, in my opinion. Because who else?
Get the cash out. Get the super set. Get the PayPal. Join the membership. Right now.
We'll take a preacher man with 4 children and skip town and stop in South Carolina and get married and then pretend that it's a...
Ma'am, he left you. I'm sure if he left you and he had the kids with him, they would have went too. Again, you want somebody outside of your husband or your ex-husband to care about the kids and the family, and that's just not fair or logical. If she's thinking about her happiness, why the fuck you think she worried about your kids?
Because who else would take a preacher man with 4 children and skip?
Ma'am, again, according to your son, you were so caught up on Kurt Dick that you ignored him. Now, keep in mind, he's saying he was 16 when his dad left. And your son felt like in them 2 years after your daddy left, you were too busy chasing Dick to give him attention. Because we listened to him speak earlier. He said he great relationship with dad. He used to be at the barbershop. Everybody remember he started learning how to cut, which meant he was there an awful lot. Damn near daily. When he wasn't in school and shit, he was up there with Pops. So he had a great relationship with Pops. He said you felt like Dick. You was chasing Dick and not talking about him, but you judging this man's wife. Were you thinking about your kids when you were chasing Dick to the point where your kids are telling you you was chasing Dick, but you want to judge this woman? Damn it.
Town and stop in South Carolina and get married and then pretend that it's a legal marriage and just go on and live your life.
But I thought you said you didn't know this happened though. But on their way to Atlanta, they left North Carolina, stopped by South Carolina, got married, and lived happily ever after in Atlanta. But you can't prove any of this. You've already said you can't prove it, but so why are you bringing it up as if it happened?
We'll take a preacher man with 4 children and skip town and stop in South Carolina and get married and then pretend that it's a legal marriage and just go on and live your life like it's right. Nobody but...
Why couldn't she take the preacher man though? And she also did it right. You said she left with the preacher man and she went and got married. This ain't years after or nothing. You saying she got married. We don't know if it did, but assuming what you're saying is right, she did it right. She got married. She wasn't just no baby mama. Damn, I forgot the members got the emoji of you, Cheryl. This is an emoji. I forgot what it say when you come up. Hold on, it's not gonna show the emoji, but it'll say what pops up. Oh, that's what your emoji say, Carl Winslow. Damn, I'm petty. Damn.
Nobody. Can y'all still hear me? But the pinnacle. No. I couldn't find him.
Ashley, if you ever want to piss your grandma off, just call her constantly private during her live. It's because she's too slow to cut the do not disturb on. So if you ever just want to fuck with her live, just call her private. Every couple minutes, just burn her ass up and knock her off. She'll be sick. You're welcome.
All of a sudden, I didn't hear from him anymore. Him right here. I didn't hear from him anymore. My children were in distress because they never lived a day of their lives without him. And our oldest son was 16. So for 16 years, Dad is.
You said he wasn't coming home, though. You said when y'all was going to the marriage counseling, that was the reason, because he wasn't coming home. And you was also saying you was mad at the church members because they didn't care that he had a side chick. And that's what you said. You said they didn't care. He had a side chick, wasn't coming home and all that shit. Teach your words. But I ain't never had a day without him. Okay, cool. I'll go with it.
There the whole time, even through our ups and downs and all of the different things that was happening in our lives, in my opinion, because a lot of his mental illnesses and some of mine were happening. But that didn't mean that the Pentecostal whore.
And then her retarded ass is saying, I have a digital record. Ma'am, if you don't download this shit on a hard drive or anything, you don't have a digital record, because at any given moment, your water could be cut off. It's like you was gone off YouTube for a week because you got some type of community guidelines strike. I'm curious as to what you got a community guideline strike for, but you definitely said on Facebook a couple times in these videos I've uploaded, I'm able to go back on YouTube. Say I can't go live on YouTube for a minute. Then you said I'm able to go back on, so I'm going over there. And then you actually told these people in one of these lives, where y'all at? Where y'all at? If y'all don't get in here soon, I'm finna go on YouTube. You didn't want to go on YouTube. That's why you acting incredulous that I'm putting this shit on YouTube, because you had a chance to go on YouTube and talk about it. You ain't come on. Well, no, when Lacey happened, you were in your 10-day ban. But I had asked you, I'm like, well, shit, it's day 8. When I noticed that you hadn't been on YouTube, it was like day 8. And Trooper said, well, she said she couldn't. I'm like, well, why? I'm looking day 8, and the next day you was on it. But you haven't done any talking about this on YouTube.
Hold on, Trey. Thank you, eBooks. I appreciate that, sweetheart. Thank you.
Damn, I lost my train.
I'm sorry, Trey. I just saw that and I had to tell eBooks.
Oh no, you fine. It's just crazy, motherfucker. I'll get it back if I rewind it.
Oh, you talking about your spot?
Yeah. No, I was saying something to the big Rebowski.
The different things that was happening in our lives, in my opinion, because a lot of his mental illnesses and some of mine were happening. But that didn't mean that the Pentecostal.
A lot of his mental illness and mine. So he was going crazy, but you had a little bit. Just lay the blame shit on everybody.
The different things that was happening in our lives, all of a sudden, I didn't hear from him anymore. Him right here. No. Can y'all still hear me? But the Pentecostal. No. I couldn't find him. All of a sudden, I didn't hear from him anymore. Him right here.
I couldn't find him, bitch, because he left. He didn't want to be found. He left. You had already knew shit was going bad. Y'all went to marriage counseling. Here's what she doesn't want us to. She wants us to think that this man didn't have a conversation with her and told her he was out. She said it was her idea to go to marriage counseling. He didn't want to go, but he did it. He tried. She wants us to believe that at no point did this man ever tell her he was unhappy. He just up and left. It's the story she tells. But if you listen, I made him go to marriage counseling. So he tried. He just was tired of your, ma'am, you're obnoxious. I ain't known you but a couple years on YouTube, but really not even a full year. I came into your ass in January. I spot watched it the first time, and then when we fell out, it was just fuck you until you pop back up in January. You're obnoxious as fuck. You're a know-it-all.
I didn't hear from him anymore. My children were in distress because they never lived a day of their lives without him. And our oldest son was 16. So for 16 years, Dad has been there the whole time, even through our ups and downs and all of the different things that was happening in our lives, in my opinion, because a lot of his mental illnesses and some of mine were happening. But that didn't mean that the Pentecostal whore had permission to take this man to Atlanta.
Who the fuck does she need permission from? Are you hearing this shit true?
Don't that sound crazy? Thank you, Candy Melissa. Thank you. And don't that sound crazy? Don't that sound crazy? It sounds crazy. I know. It's crazy.
She didn't have permission.
But
even though this nigga was separated from his wife for 4 months, she didn't have permission to go on. So I guess what do you mean? How come the man is not being held accountable at all?
Not at all. It's weird. I told you the more she talked, the worse it comes across. I don't understand why she just won't be quiet.
She don't know how to do that. She don't know how to do that. And she said that was one of the things in the marriage. She didn't know when to shut the fuck up. She didn't know how to submit.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Down to her sister's house. Had permission to take this man to Atlanta, down to her sister's house.
Now, if the bishop was complicit with this, why they ain't gonna stay with the bishop? They moved out of state. Why? On the way to the sister house, they got married in South Carolina. She can't prove any of this shit, but she's speaking in absolutes. It happened, according to her. God damn.
Two young ladies who grew up in church are supposed to be preachers' wives. Supposed to be preachers' children. But anyway, it happens, right? It happens. Can y'all still hear me? Somebody type in the chat and let me know, can you hear me? Because I don't want to keep talking if you can't. Y'all tell me if you can still hear me. I need someone to type and let me know whether or not you can hear me, because I don't want to keep talking. It's 23 people here. Who in the world is watching me and not communicating? I'm gonna wait until y'all. Okay, Belinda says yes. Thank you so much. And so I look for him. I'm devastated. In spite of us breaking up. You understand? Because I don't know.
How the fuck are you devastated and y'all been broke up? And she keeps classifying it as we broke up. So that means the marriage is over. Y'all done. You said y'all ain't never been the type to break up and get back together, break up, get back together. So this was it. That nigga wasn't never coming back. We was broke up. He didn't have permission. She didn't have permission, she said.
Thank you so much. And so I look for him. I'm devastated. In spite of us breaking up. Do you understand? Because I don't know how many women are here to attest to the fact that when you break up with your husband, and you've been with that man for 23 years, if you've broken up for 3, 4, or 5 months, then maybe you're not broken up at all, right? Because you might.
Bitch, that was the delusion you was living in. That man told you he was done. It's your fault you did not believe him. Like, he took the furniture, man. What else did you need to know? What else did you need to see? The nigga took the furniture. Most niggas just leave that shit. he wanted to sting you. He was like, nope, bitch, I'm taking all the furniture. That was some fucked up shit, though. I will say that if he got all them kids in that house, 4 kids, and he took the furniture, that is an ain't shit nigga.
But you know what? Had it been me, he wouldn't have took shit.
Man of God or not, that's an ain't shit nigga.
I'm telling you.
She wasn't there. She said she came home and found the house empty, didn't it?
That's a lie.
Oh, I got it wrong. My bad. Correct me.
That woman
Correct me.
sat there and watched that man. Yeah. She said she sat there and watched him take that furniture out of there, watched the dudes that was with him, they took the car.
Yeah, you're right, because she said,
and then she said she ran up in the closet and started praying. That's what you said.
Yeah, you said you're right, because she said that he brought somebody with him to move the shit.
Yeah.
I forgot who she said it was.
Mm-hmm.
But truth, you said if it was you, what you were gonna do? Stab the nigga to not take it?
Let me tell you something. Now, when I left, I chose to leave furniture. I left shit because I was just trying to get the hell on. But had I wanted to stay in my house and my kids were there, you was not finna take no motherfucking furniture. It was gonna be a fight. It definitely gonna be. Cause see, what you not gonna do? Take your ass on, take your ass, get your shit, take your regular ass on for a while. But what you not see, and that's what I don't. It's the whole I can't respect this man for how he left his kids thing. It's the fact of how he did it. You know what I'm saying? Like, what the fuck you gonna take all the furniture out the house for, and you got 4 kids in the house? It's already bad enough your ass leaving. Leave, bye. But you finna take my furniture? Hell no.
Yeah, and sure, I don't like you, but you just heard me say that's some fucked up ass shit, especially with the kid. Now, if they ain't had no kids, by all means, take their furniture. Bitch got to start over. But damn, you wanted your kid to not have? Yeah, that's crazy. That's fucked up. But that also goes you to the hatred he had towards that woman. He said, "Fuck you and my kids."
But see, you don't do that. You just don't do that.
I know you don't, but that comes from pure hatred at that time.
Yeah, it had to be.
Oh shit, lost the video.
Get back together because things happen. If this man can have are here to
she was expecting to get back together. Now, this is interesting that she's saying this, because she said when the man came back, she said she ain't want him. She said he came back after a couple months, and she said she ain't want him. She said she was in a loveless marriage and she was done. But now she's saying when y'all been separated 4 or 5 months and I ain't talked to you, there's a chance y'all could get back together. But you said you had checked out too. You said you was done. You was the one that said, nigga, get the step. I'm confused, truth. I'm confused. This is woman speak.
Let me tell you, it's a mess. It's a mess.
The fact that when you break up with your husband, and you've been with that man for 23 years, if you've broken up for 3, 4, or 5 months, then maybe you're not broken up at all, right? Because you might get back together because things happen. If this man can have a chance to...
You already said he wasn't coming home, and then he just said for 4 months he go, and you never, man, fuck it. She was holding out hope, boy. She was praying hard. That's why she church hurt. God did not answer her prayer.
But the thing about it is, Trey, if the man wanted to, even after he met the woman, we ain't gonna talk about the 3, 4, 5 months that he was gone and the woman wasn't in the picture. Even after he met the woman, if that man wanted to go back to his family, he would have done so. Why are you blaming that woman like she kidnapped him or some shit and made him drive? Kidnapped him and took him across state lines and shit of that nature. That man did everything he did of his own free will. I don't believe the woman when she say that the man couldn't leave the damn house without the woman's permission. It's just certain things about this story that I just absolutely don't believe, Trey. It doesn't make sense. That was a grown ass man who had balls enough to do what he did to you and your kids and actually walk out. But then all of a sudden when he got with this woman, he became a... Make it make sense. Make it make sense, Trey. You got to remember the history. You got to remember what she said. How this man acted with her and her kids. How he was this Taurus bull that was bullheaded, that put them through all this abuse, all this, all this stuff, and then all of a sudden, when he got with that woman, he became a motherfucking punk. You gotta make it make sense. Why are you still on mute, Fufu?
To think about what the hell he has done to me and the children. I didn't tell my husband that to think about what the hell he has done to me and the children.
What had he done to you and the children up until that 4-month break? What did he do? Could you tell us? We don't ever get any specifics from this bitch. If you transparent and you the truth teller, why you didn't say what he did to you and your kids? Because at this point right here, you said you didn't even know about the allegations that took place. You didn't know about this. So what did he do to you and the kids? Because your oldest son doesn't have any issues with Pops until Pops left. That's when his issues with Pops came. But other than that, he said his Pops taught him. He was around, showed wisdom.
Actually, well, I gotta be clear. The older son did talk about on my live and on his channel about issues him and the dad had. But what that older son did today when he did that live stream, what he did not focus on the negative. He focused on the positive. He focused on the good memories. He focused on the good things he remembered about his dad. He did not bring up, because they definitely had issues. Him and his dad definitely had issues.
Before he left or after?
Before.
Okay.
They had issues in the home when the dad. This is what I'm trying to tell you, Trey. You got to pay attention to the history.
Can you fill us in? Damn it, you don't want to be watching all this stuff.
Listen, the son and Cheryl has spoken about how the dad would beat the oldest son. He was mean. He beat him. He abused him, and things of that nature. The son talked about it. Cheryl talked about it. I talked about it on my channel.
It was a while ago, so I gotta go back and
yeah.
Well, they probably on private, so I can't even refresh this joint.
The son and the son and the dad absolutely had issues. In fact, the son actually jumped on his dad. So listen, they had issues.
Question.
But when the son talked about his daddy today in that live, he did not talk about the bad. He talked about the good.
I guess that's what I'm going off of today too. I remember being up there on the panel, but it was a while ago. I remember some things, but I definitely vividly remember what I heard today. Were all the boys done like that, or just him?
And that's the thing.
Does he feel like it was just him?
I haven't heard them speak about him being abusive to the other boys. I haven't heard.
When he talks about it, the oldest son, does he say his siblings endured it too, or just him?
I don't remember him saying it.
I don't back to the files.
Yeah, I don't remember.
You guys are.
Who the fuck is this? Oh, I hit forward and went to Silly's video. I'm like, who is this little skinny chicken? It was Tasha or whatever her name is. Steph. I don't know these motherfucking names. Just Tasha. I don't know whichever one it is. The stud one. Hit the wrong button though.
That's Tasha.
I didn't tell my husband that he couldn't come back just because. I needed him to change. But
I thought you didn't want him back, Cheryl. I thought you did not want him back because it was a loveless marriage. So it was you that was holding out hope, and he let you know it was over. And you claim you agreed to release him because you thought he was going to come back. This is important.
His Yes, man can have a
shit. I told you, sure. This is sweeps month. Maybe it is sweeps month. You are the target. I'm coming back for my sector, man. Coming back from my sector. You can stay in the live app and just be basic and not have no sound effects and no backgrounds and your picture in the front. I can do this from any live now. You know I'm going back to the Carl Winslow Johnson. Just gonna give me about a 10-minute jump of you just Carl Winslow and just let it play in the background as we talk. It drains my battery a little faster, but I think the audience enjoys the visual.
Chance to think about what the hell he has done to me and the children. I didn't tell my husband that he couldn't come back just because. I needed him to change. I needed him to be there emotionally.
Change how though? You said he was mentally ill because he was in the church. So how was he going to change? What was he going to pray some more? You were still in the church too. Contrary to popular belief, you want these people to believe that you've been quote unquote conscious and believe in other shit for 20 years or so when you found it after your husband. You may be 5 years in where you've been questioning religion and if God is real and all those things, but you haven't. See, I knew it was real for me when I could say fuck Jesus. You said you still believe in Jesus. So that's how I know you're still, you just hurt with the Pentecostal church. That's what it is. You're hurt with that particular, man, you know, it's a whole bunch of churches in the city. You ain't had to stay at that one, but I still don't think that church did anything to you. Y'all problems came when you became the first lady and your husband became a pastor of the church and all eyes was on him.
For me and my children, his children. But instead, here comes the Pentecostal whore. Here she comes, burning with a ferocious heart.
Here she comes.
Burning
Watch out for she'll chew you up.
Wanting more than anything in her fantasy to lay up and fuck and suck that man.
Whoa! Why is she holding the obituary? This is what she's saying, y'all. She is saying this while holding the obituary.
Wanting more than anything in her fantasy to lay up and fuck and suck that man, because she had sat in the church and watched him and fantasized in her crazy ass mind. I wouldn't have, you wouldn't have caught me dead horn with a preacher. There is no way. So she goes to Atlanta. They go to Atlanta. I sense by my intuition that he's not around anymore. And so I get on the phone and I call 3 people. I call his oldest sister, Sister Myatt. She lied to me about his whereabouts. I called her mother, Sandra's mother, and I asked her, and she lied about her daughter's whereabouts. And I called Bishop, and she did not lie. She let me answer my own question. She's smart. Smart lady. Mm-hmm. I believe she's highly narcissistic, maybe even a narcissist. I don't know, in my opinion. But she's smart. Mm-hmm. She wouldn't let it be known because she's the head of this whole thing. She wasn't going to be let it known through the pages of time that Cheryl called me, and then she go back and tell somebody I lied. So she was able to think in a 360 like I do. That's how I think. I'm not going to lie to her because I don't want this lie coming back to me. So I got it. He's in Atlanta now. He skipped town. Him and this Pentecostal whore has skipped town on me and my children. Not even me.
True. Could you explain why he not a whore in this situation?
Because it's just what she does. She don't blame him for anything. It's all the lady's fault.
Now, I normally don't go against the brothers, but I'm just noticing how she act like this nigga did not have a choice to say yes or no to this woman.
Right.
She just won't stop it.
I'm grown, right? I can deal with it. I was sick and tired of being in a relationship with somebody who didn't love me and love my kids. And I knew that. She takes them down the road. They whore, they have kids. Then they come back. So I'm about to get married to my Caucasian. She takes them down the road. They whore, they have kids. Then they come back. So I'm about to get married.
They come back and she about to get married. So were you whoring? Were you a Pentecostal whore when you were about to get married to your Caucasian husband? Because I'm sure you didn't wait till you got married before you fucked Kurt. What do you think, Truth?
Absolutely right. And my thing is how you said you was about to get married when you wasn't even divorced yet. You said you was about to get married.
That's the standard she holding him to.
Right. You said you was about to get married, but you was still married. And he asked you for a divorce. So when was you gonna get a divorce to get married to Kurt if he had not asked for it?
Thank you. And then at this point, she can't even prove if they're married or not. In fact, she said they weren't married. That was the whole premise of her calling the kids bastards. She said they weren't married.
Mm-hmm. It goes from she think they got married in South Carolina to the kids bastards. Absolutely.
No, she went from she think they was to they did to the brother called and the sister told me. So she said very absolutely they stopped off and got married in South Carolina on their way to Atlanta and got married.
Mm-hmm.
But they bastards because they had kids and they wasn't married. And she's a whore because he was married and she think they got married while she was still married. She just all over the place. This is a woman that's unhinged and she's been acting emotionally since the man died. But I think we all saw this coming, especially when she said she was going to the funeral. The way she had been fantasizing and fawning over this man, we knew if she went to the funeral, nothing good was going to come out of it. It would have been a fight up in that motherfucker. I think it would have been a fight, especially if she had been there and she seen the obituary. She acting this way but you know what? I don't think Sherry that tough in real life. Because from all the way, we ain't never heard the family, because you know they be talking about each other live. We ain't heard no stories of Sherry. I see Sherry. Of Cheryl scrapping with nobody. Sherry having no knockdown, drag out fights with nobody. She ain't even told us about one. She ain't told us about upping a pistol on a nigga, stabbing a nigga, nothing. She did tell us she knows a specialist that would come kill me.
She did tell a story how she sat there and let the man take the furniture out the house.
And ran in the closet.
Ran in the damn closet.
Now, I wonder if she was praying for God to bring him back or to kill him. I would be very, very interested in knowing what prayer she was praying that day.
I don't know, but I do remember she said she got up and roared like a tiger and said, "Get the fuck out there, bye." I don't know, child.
He was already gone when how you gonna scream, "Get the fuck out" with him, they didn't loaded the last couch in the U-Haul. He didn't pull the front door closed and she talking about, "Get the fuck out." They already down the driveway, man. What the fuck are you doing here?
I'm just telling you what she said. I'm just telling you.
The bad news is this is a 55-minute video and I'm on 19 minutes and 42 seconds in. This is the bad news. The good news is I'm gonna be back tomorrow. I'm telling you, as long as you dropping content, I'm on this, especially this subject. I don't care about you being vegan and all that shit. I care less. But this shit here, I'm on this because I'm proving you to be a liar. I need to add all these, well, not your uploads. I need to just do the reviews. I need to add them into how to handle Narc Slayer playlist because I'm handling your ass right now. I am. Stop watching. Don't be mad. And whoever Martha or whoever the fuck is with his snitching ass, he got blocked today. This isn't live. She got her own channel. Well, bitch, why you keep showing up? The channel says MoneyBoy Trey, motherfucker. Are you subscribed or not? This ain't live. Blocked. Get up out of here, hating ass nigga. Let me do what I do. She got to pay her tax. She got to pay her septic tax. This her septic tax.
Married to my Caucasian husband now. I've been single. I've been in shitty relationships. I've been living.
Shitty relationships? I just, how much time went between these marriages? That you about to marry Kurt, you ain't just meet this nigga and say I do.
Learning, I've been growing. Me.
I guess one of the shitty relationships is when she was fucking on the floor.
Raising my 4 kids with the help of my mother. He's in Atlanta. He's living in the fantasy with the Pentecostal whore. They believe that it's the will of...
You mean the help of the mom that you said was a narcissist and did you so bad? You trusted her with your kids? Doesn't make much sense, but all right.
That they've done what they've done. And they do this, in my opinion, because they are brainwashed, they are indoctrinated, they are mentally ill, and they are in a cult. Both of them. And so was I.
Because she crazy, Mari.
So he finally comes back. I'm gonna marry my white husband. He comes back. I need you to divorce me. I need a divorce. I said, okay.
Whoa, and you heard it there, True. She said out of her mouth. I'm getting married. I'm getting ready to marry my white husband. She says it twice. He comes back and says, I need to divorce you. So how are you gonna get married?
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. Why did she want to hit the paper like that? Hey, Mari.
It sounds like you the Pentecostal whore. She talking about the video of her touching the obituary because she crazy and she was fit. That was her touching her husband. It's the only way she was gonna be able to touch him again.
And so was I. So he finally comes back. I'm gonna marry my white husband. He comes back. I need you to divorce me. I need a divorce. I said, okay.
Keep in mind, all of this, she's supposed to be upset about the obituary, and she giving us the timeline.
Now he's lived in Atlanta for about 8 or 9 years with no divorce, but he's down there.
Okay, there we go. 8 or 9 years. So it's been 8, 9 years that they've been together. So 4 months turn into 8 or 9 years. Gotcha. So I said, my math was kind of right when I was saying the first kid was about 18. And then you said you don't know if they was married or not. You were sending the kids down there because you said they went down there for the summer. Or maybe it was up. Maybe it's when they moved back, the kids went. Because at first you said you couldn't find them.
Lacey, and she's down there. I said, okay. Now, he's lived in Atlanta for about 8 or 9 years with no divorce. But he's down there as Pastor Lacey, and she's down there as Mrs. Lacey Jones. But she's an adulterer, and she's a whore. It's not true. They are living in a fantasy. It's not true at all. So he comes back, and they're living their life in Cary, North Carolina. I still have 4 children. They're grown now. Comes back. In all the years of them being back in North Carolina, my children, the 4, the adults, were not able to come to his home, to sit on his couch, or to sit around his kitchen table, because the Pentecostal...
Wait a goddamn minute. I know you didn't. You said them folk went down there and they had stories and shit. You said they heard her say, come on, bring your black ass here. So
you gotta stop. You gotta stop. She said after they came back to the state, after they came back to North Carolina, the kids as grown adults were never allowed to come to the house. She's talking about after they came back from Atlanta.
Well, one of them was so at least 2 of them were adults. I don't know at least 2 of them were adults.
She just said they were adults. She just said they were adults.
I know the oldest one would have been 24 when they came back. So you think all 4 of them were adults?
I'm just going by what she said, Trey. All you gotta do is listen. I ain't trying to add no shit up. I'm not racking my brain.
How many years are between the kids?
They're not. It's not many. I think they're 36, 32, 26, and 30. They real close.
Okay, well, yeah. 2012, 26. And the only one that may have been a kid would have been the one that you said is 26. Well, that definitely would have been a kid. That would have been 14. All right.
And she's down there as Mrs. Lacey Jones, but she's an adulterer and she's a whore. It's not true. They are living in a fantasy. It's not true at all. So he comes back.
Wouldn't you have been an adulterer and a whore? You was about to marry the white man according to you, and you wasn't divorced. You was dating the white man while you were not divorced. Wouldn't that make you an adulterer and a whore because you were cheating on your husband?
Come on. I cannot. I can't. Ooh, child.
Just point out her shit though, because she's from the evangelist, the Pentecostal church.
And they're living their life in Cary, North Carolina. I still have 4 children. They're grown now. Comes back. In all the years of them being back in North Carolina, my children, the 4, the adults, were not able to come to his home, to sit on his couch, or to sit around his kitchen table. Because
Have you heard the kids say that?
Well, I haven't heard the kids say that they was never able to go to the house, but I have heard the oldest son talk about how the dad, he would go to the dad's job, which was the barbershop. The dad visited him at his home, but I've never heard them say anything about visiting.
Never at the house.
No.
So it's possible. I'm finding so as kids they could go visit them in Atlanta, but they couldn't come when they was grown. But if the story she's telling is true,
that's weird. Yeah. But let me make another point. As a mother, and I know different situations call for different situations. But if this woman was the way she described her from gate, she has described this woman as evil, this and the third from gate. But you and your husband, God rest his soul, was the type of man that walked out of your home and took the furniture, leaving you and your kids destitute. So with that being said, you felt comfortable enough to send your minor kids to Atlanta. You gotta make this shit make sense. You felt
Yep.
comfortable enough to send your minor kids not across town, not in the next city, but states away from North Carolina to Atlanta. You allowed them to go spend summers with this woman and your husband, who you say deserted you and your kids. Not only that, this is the same husband that you claim was so fucking mean, evil, and abusive while y'all were together. But yet, you sent your two minor kids to be there with this abusive ex-husband and his mean ass Pentecostal whore. You sent your kids to spend months in their home in another state. Make this
And
shit
was
make
this
sense.
before or after the child touching allegations?
I have no idea. I have no idea. I think, wait a minute, because I think they found out about that once that family member was grown. So this was recent when they found out about that. I think they found out once that family member was grown. I don't think they knew about the touching at this point.
In North Carolina, my children, before the adults, were not able to come to his home.
Now, I'll say, if saying this story is true, we're going to say everything sure see it was true. The kids went down there and they saw the daddy getting beat, and she said, bring your black ass here so I can suck that dick or whatever she was saying. If they went home and told it, I'd be like, they can't come back neither. Y'all is starting shit. Could that be a reason? Y'all adults now. It ain't stopping from coming as a kid, but as an adult,
Well, I know. I don't want to believe that this woman will allow her people. I don't believe that shit. I just don't. I don't believe.
Sure allow everybody.
Yeah, I don't believe it. I don't believe that. It's the words that she using. Like, what kids talk like that? And you said they were so sheltered and they didn't know what an argument. They didn't know what this was. They never heard you cuss.
They were church kids. Exactly. They were church kids.
I don't believe it. I'm sorry.
To sit on his
And
couch.
then the way she repeated it, she was fantasizing about this man.
Or to sit around his kitchen table. Because the Pentecostal whore didn't have any empathy or care or concern for my children at all, because they were my children.
And right now she just
I
moving
hadn't
across the
done
space.
anything to the whore other than to have my life, which had nothing to do with her. The person that she got, him, was my doing.
But wait, I thought you said he was mentally ill. He had a nervous breakdown when he got with her. So now you trying to say he was this upstanding nigga when she got with him, and that's your doing. But you told us that the man had a mental breakdown when he left, and that's part of the reason he left, because he was losing his mind and going crazy, and she tripped him. You gotta make it make sense, Cheryl. Was he a good nigga that you created, or was he this horrible, evil husband and dad that you thought may have came back? Because you know, when you broke up for 4 or 5 months, you may not even really be broke up.
I made him. I shaped him to do with her.
She crazy.
The person that she got, him, was my doing. I made him. I
See
shaped
that
him.
right there? See that right
Yeah.
there is probably the reason why the man probably like, you can't make that man. You ain't make that man. You got the guy now. He brought your ass to the church and became the church lady. How you gonna do that? How you gonna sit up there and take credit for what this man became? You know, you can't do that. does not.
He had the church home when he met you, remember?
Taking credit.
He brought you to God.
Taking credit for this man, and we all know he wasn't all good, bitch. So what part did you make, the good or the bad? Cause we all know he wasn't all good. So, but how you gonna sit there and take credit for a man and what he accomplished in life? You ain't made a damn thing. You couldn't make yourself. Miss, I had to bathe my ass in the creek. You ain't make yourself. So how you made this man? When he was the church goer, he was the one that belonged to a church when y'all met. You gotta make this shit make sense. Girl, just shut up.
I told with him. That's my work.
That's her work. That's nasty work, then. That's some nasty work.
Made him. I shaped him. Mm-hmm. Yeah. I told with
Don't this sound like some woman to woman shit? Ain't this Barbara calling Shirley or however the fuck it went?
Child, yes. I'm the one who bought his drawers and cooked his meals and that's what it sound like. That's exactly what it sound like.
That's my work. Yeah. She hated my children because they were and are a reflection of the truth. Now, when it comes to church people and indoctrinate.
I'm glad ain't none of my baby mamas like this. But number 3, she was crazy for a minute, but yeah, they all get along. I'm glad. But that is the one that's on the list to get their ass whooped if it just ever had to be some shit. She the light-skinned one, so she act pompous. She would be the one when I took everybody out for Mother's Day and shit. She would get on everybody's nerves because we had a little more talking to, and our baby was the youngest at the time, so she would be trying to, she rubbed people the wrong way.
Mine.
So I'm glad they're not like this. I've never gotten a sense from any of my baby mamas that they don't like my kids, my other kids. Never gotten it. Ever.
They will take scriptures and flip and bounce reality. And let me show you how. So in her mind, and in his mind too, because his mind was in bad shape when he passed away. In his mind, they think now, what God has joined together, let no man put asunder. And my wife is bone of my bone and flesh of my flesh, and she comes.
That's what the fuck you thought, and that's why you was mad. You said he was spending more time at the church with you. You thought it too. You can't judge her for having the same beliefs that you once had, ma'am. Guess what? You said she was married to the director of music, minister of music, or whatever, and it failed. Did she give up on God? No. She upgraded and got her a pastor. You should have upgraded and got you a bishop. Instead, you got you a Kirk who ended up leaving you too. You're like, oh, you really thought this shit was forever? Forever, ever? Forever, ever?
Before everyone. This is classic. This is what church people do, especially the ones that's in a cult that don't have good mental health and who are brainwashed.
But see, here's the thing. This is what I don't get from you, Cheryl. At one point, you were all of that, but you act like you just always knew this shit. You can't blame those people for having the same train of thought that you had. The only reason you don't have that train of thought anymore is because your husband left. I won't even say that. It had to be the second husband that made you just say, fuck God. Because remember, you said you were still going to church with him. I got it in screenshot in your transcript, and I don't even need your video because it's captured on mine. These are your words. You was at church with him 10 years ago, 2014. You said it. You was at church with Kurt. So apparently this shit with that church didn't church hurt you. You and your white husband were still attending churches. So somewhere in the last 10 years, you became awakened, probably after your second failed marriage, and you was like, I've been in the church, Lord, what's going on? But you had to come to a spot where you began to question these people that you're judging. They may not have come to a spot where they question, and they may never come to a spot where they have to question. Life's just weird that way. But to sit there and act like they're any different from you is crazy. Instead of criticizing them, how about you try to bring them into consciousness the same way you came into it? Instead of just saying, y'all is brainwashed, y'all is a cook, y'all is the hell. Who you gonna win over talking like that?
And indoctrinated with mental illness and in a cult. This is what they do. They act.
But you do it and you're not indoctrinated. You're not in a cult. You're not in any of that according to you, but we've seen how you've acted on YouTube towards us just since January. We've seen how you got some subscribers and how you acted. So you expect us to believe you was the first lady and you didn't lose your fucking mind? And y'all didn't have a big congregation according to you, but you felt important because you had the title of First Lady. Lady, you got 6,000 subscribers and you thought you was big shit. You was like, I don't need motherfuckers no more. I'm quitting the sector. I'm doing something new, and everybody that, you got my number, I will always be here to help y'all. You did all that shit. 5,000, 6,000 subs, bitch. At 53, I can imagine a young you with some power.
Actually take and alienate the real bone of his bone and flesh of his flesh.
And did you ever tell us why you let the church go? Apparently you couldn't draw the congregation in. You claim you was the super singer and all of that shit. You put the brains together. You couldn't get you a flop. Guess you weren't as good as you thought, huh? Because that's the perfect, I don't want to say hustle, but that's the perfect hustle. You was out. It wouldn't have been a hustle for you because you were already a believer. You just had to get the people in there to spend their time. And the people I don't even understand how you talking about the tide, all the other shit that you were saying, the tide, talents and all that, because the people that, I don't know. I know the drummers and shit get paid. I don't know if they're paying the choir members and stuff. It's like, I don't know. I don't know how they do that.
Which are the 4 children. And then put this Pentecostal whore in the place of the children. And then him, because of his mental illness, wasn't able to put her in her place. Because she told him that God told her that she is his angel and that she had been sent to rescue him from.
I'm just like, how does she know all this stuff? Did he tell her this? Where would she get this information from? She said he mentioned it when he left.
I'm sitting here, Trey, and I'm thinking to myself, like, to make up lies about the dead. Like, honestly, you got to think about some of the things this woman is saying. Like, how in the living fuck would you know this? You are not communicating with this man. You definitely ain't communicating with his wife. How are you able to tell what this man thought, how he felt, what he did? How would you know this when there was no contact?
No contact order. 12 years.
It makes sense.
I mean, she know all the details.
This Pentecostal whore in the place of the children. And then him, because of his mental illness, wasn't able to put her in her place. Because she told him that God told her that she is his angel and that she had been sent to rescue him from Cheryl and his children.
Wow. And she added the children in too? She added the children in. This is what she told this man. I'm here to rescue you from Cheryl and your children. But the children can come and visit during the summer though.
While burning in her lower parts. Because the only thing that she ever wanted from him was a hard penis.
Now she knows she was burning in her loins for him.
So my daughter tells me, she said, Mama, when we went to Atlanta for 6 months down there, because they did go.
But this Monet told the story that you wouldn't come back to my goddamn house. That's that's black people law. Don't tell what's going on in my house.
Wait. You have to listen to the story. Because according to the story, this is what Monet is telling her now. This is what she, if I'm not mistaken, if I heard it right, this is what Monet is telling her now. This is not her saying Monet told her this at that time. You gotta listen. Just listen.
6 months. So my daughter tells me, she said, Mama, when we went to Atlanta for 6 months down there, because they did go for 6 months, she said, we didn't know that she wasn't a real church lady. Because the only example of a church lady they had pretty much was me. You know what I mean? Because I'm their mother. And they've been raised with me from day to day. So they know I don't curse. They know that I don't hit Lacey. These are things they saw her do. She referred to him as black ass. She raised up her arm and hit him with her forearm and tell him to get in here and bring this dick in here because she's hot.
So wait, was that foreplay or was she abused him? Because you make it seem like she was beating his ass and then would say, bring me that dick. But if we're to believe this story, they in a relationship. What's wrong with it? What's wrong with it? Now, Cheryl said she ain't cursed until she left the church. She said as long as she was in the church, she did not say one curse word at all. She ain't even listen to rap or nothing. Just gospel. She didn't speed or nothing. She didn't break no sin. She didn't lust. Nothing. She was the perfect Christian. She was the female Jesus. That's what she wants you to believe, but she got divorced twice.
She's been waiting on it. The Pentecostal whore.
What's wrong with that? I've been waiting all day. Give me some of that dick. What is wrong with her saying that to her nigga? Why is this supposed to be wrong, Truth? Unless she said unless this happened in front of the goddamn kids.
The only way it would be wrong if she said it in front of the kids. That's just something you just don't do.
But why would she need to say that in front of the kids, though? This is the cell phone era. She couldn't text the nigga and say that. She couldn't come rub on his thigh and whisper in his ear. And this is the daughter telling this story, not the brothers. And the daughter is telling her now, grown as hell, I ain't know she wasn't no real church lady.
Arm and hit him with her forearm.
They do stand in Raleigh. It's pretty small.
Dick in here because she's hot. She's been waiting on it. The Pentecostal whore. Oh my God. I've sit with this story for years. the Pentecostal. Thank you, Jesus.
She still remembers how to speak in tongues. That's supposed to only come when the Holy Spirit hits you. It's not supposed to be normal. But I've seen my mom practice this shit before. That's not real. If you studying this shit like you doing the football playbook, it's not genuine.
What?
And she did that too quick right there.
Are you cursing? You tell the preacher to bring his dick in here, you're hot? And you say it in front of his children?
Oh, wait a minute. Why did you say telling the preacher that like preachers don't have sex? What the fuck is wrong with this 53-year-old woman? So pastors ain't fucking. They ain't having sex with their wives. They supposed to just be married and don't see. That was your marriage. That was your, well, I won't even say y'all wasn't fucking because y'all had 4 kids. Granted, them 2 of them was before you was 20, but y'all had 4 kids. So y'all was doing some fucking. I don't know what happened. But you told the pastor?
I agree, man. It is weird. It is weird, Candy. I agree. I keep trying to tell Trey, and he keeps sitting here trying to make sense of this bullshit.
True. I got a question for you in America, True. Now, clearly at some point, she was married to the pastor. Cheryl was married to the pastor. She ain't never tell the pastor to bring me that dick I've been waiting all day. She ain't never tell the pastor that. Because that would be the same thing she just said. This woman said, you're telling the pastor to bring me that dick? Did you not ask him to bring you that dick for them last 2 kids?
If she ain't never tell that man that, and she was, doing the church lady sex and was being missionary and lazy and just laying there, that's probably why that man got the hell on. Now, to quit trying to act like just because that man was a pastor didn't mean he couldn't get his freak on now, especially if he married.
Thank you.
Just stop
Thank
it.
you. He's supposed to. He was fucking you for the Lord. You supposed to be throwing that ass in the circle for the Lord too.
Like I said, the only way it should be an issue if she was saying shit like this in front of the children. Other than that, yeah, bring your ass here and bring your ass here. I'm saying like you want to.
Pastor man, come bless this pussy.
I'm done.
Come on, you guys. I got an offering for you, Pastor, right between the legs. That's just what. See, you didn't spice your shit up, lady. And we know you got divorced again. I bet if we could talk to the white man, he gonna say you ain't know how to fuck.
Thank you, Mari. But this is the same female want us to sit up, want us to believe sitting up there with that big regular ass wig on and pouting her lips and shit of that nature that she, know how to get down with the get down. Girl, please. You can't find it that lady couldn't talk to her man nasty. Hell, the fuck?
That's how she did. She talked nasty to this man and she got a problem with it.
I'm just saying.
I've been waiting all day. Husband, boyfriend, whoever. Nigga, I done been with damn near a decade. Bring me that dick.
And she talked about, Arlene, and she talked about how attractive she was to the man. Even to this day, when she talk about that man and his body, she still be over there getting wet and shit with that. That
was her fantasizing about his dick then. You can tell how she was saying it.
Yes, come on now.
Because the context that you was given, Monet told you this recently when he died, I guess. As y'all was talking about the funeral. And you telling this shit like she told you it's kids. Well, why you ain't whoop her ass back then? Say, don't you ever talk to my kid like that. That's another story. My cousin had a fight with my partner, her friend, because that was terrible. I've been through some things that was terrible. I couldn't stop. I was trying. We got pepper right here. She's like, nigga, I'm helping you. I'm on your side. Why I get hit the pepper spray? I'm choking this shit. No, I beat the girl up. Why the fuck you pepper spray? You already won. Stop.
Lord have mercy, Jesus. Ghetto, just ghetto.
It was a ghetto scene. I still say she overreacted to in this situation.
Oh wow.
They never heard their mama talk like that. They never heard their mama, seen their mama raise her hand at their dad. Never. Never.
Well, according to you, Monet the only one that heard it.
Don't try to act like them children witnessed strawberry creams and rainbows at your house, ma'am. You all told the story of how he was abusive to all of you verbally, emotionally. The oldest son talked about being abused physically. Come on, don't try to act like whatever happened down there at their house was so traumatizing, because baby, they had already been traumatized at your domain, Cheryl. Listen, you speaking to one person at least, that don't forget the stories, ma'am. All I'm saying is, well, none of them right. If they experienced that down there at his house, it was wrong. What they experienced at your house was wrong. Point blank, period. But don't sit up here on your high fucking horse to judge this woman. In the meantime, between time, not holding your husband, who was supposed to be the one that cared. He ain't got no responsibility in this. That woman hog-tied his ass, took him out of state, made him marry her, made him impregnate her, and made him not deal with his kids. She made him do all of that. Girl, get the fuck out of here.
She voodooed him and everything, even though she was Pentecostal.
God rest his soul. All his sins are washed away. But you have to hold that man responsible. You cannot put all of that on that woman. Whatever she did, she was wrong. Whatever she did, she was wrong. But you have to, that man was supposed to love his motherfucking kids more than he loved that woman. And I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck. That's what's wrong with some of you women. You want to sit up here and you want to blame the woman. You want to blame the woman. And you don't hold a man accountable for shit. And that's bullshit.
She won't hold herself accountable for shit. She won't hold herself accountable either.
That woman did not make that man leave that motherfucking house and take y'all furniture up out of there. He wasn't with her then. So whose fault was that?
You had more of a hand in him leaving than she did.
The fuck out of here with that bullshit. I'm sick of the ignorance and the not holding people accountable. Making fucking excuses. Like this woman literally just made this man make every bad decision he made in life. Get the fuck out of here. You are 53 years old, sitting up there talking like that, looking like a fucking idiot. And them people over there on Facebook gotta let you know that. They know you in real life. And they ought to tell you to shut what they call a fuck up, because all you doing is making yourself look like a complete fucking idiot. And I feel sorry for your kids, girl. I feel sorry for them. I feel sorry for your kids. They were doomed from day one, bitch. I'm on mute.
That's it. That's a good stopping point. We had 2803 out of 5505. Well, I must stop it at the 30-minute mark. We have 25 left, and then we got the other shit she did after this. Cause this ain't even the most explosive part yet. She gets disgusting in a minute.
Bring your dick in here. I'm here. I'm hot. Bring your black ass and give me that dick.
This is her. She remembering.
Meanwhile, when you see her, oh, thank you, Jesus. Oh, hallelujah.
How the fuck do you think all the saints got here, ma'am? They were talking freaky in the bedroom, but they knew how to act in public. What the fuck? Did you want her to be a city girl all the time? Ain't that what you were doing too, ma'am? You was fucking at home and you was at church as the first lady said, how you doing? Even though you was sucking the pastor dick. Why? How is she any different than you?
Thank you, God. Look. Bring your black ass over here and bring me that dick.
Wow, she just smacked the air. And then she picked the, this is disturbing. She got the main face on. smacks the air, and then points to the motherfucking, picks the obituary back up after all of this. I'm gonna put this is the last thing I'm gonna give y'all the real about this thing. This is ridiculous. This is the facial. Now make sure y'all go watch the video. She mad that I put that junk in the vertical app. She trying to figure out how I did it. Too old, man. You'll never catch up. This is her. The last time she said, "Bring me that black dick." Why is her face like that? And then right after making that face and swinging when she said, "Rah," she picked up the obituary and started smiling.
Oh, thank you, Jesus. Oh, hallelujah. Oh, thank you, God. Look. Bring your black ass over here and bring me that dick. Yeah. Uh-huh. Pentecostal whore. It's the cult energy. Where are the pimps? Where are the whores? Where are the vile? Where are the immoral? Where are the...
So is your husband a pimp? Ma'am, you're not in the church, and you're vile and you're immoral by the things that you say and do against your family. You came out here and threatened to kill me, and that's not vile or immoral. All right, then. All right, lady. Truth, you got any last words?
I'm done for the night, sir.
We done with you. We done expended a lot of energy out on you. We got to recharge and do it again for about the next 3 days. Keep it coming on Facebook though, man. Keep it coming. I got you. I ain't noticed. I'm not fucking with your YouTube content. Don't care. Facebook, I'm on your ass because that's where you dropping all the tea. You was trying to hide. You might well do the shit on YouTube now that everybody looking. We know where your Facebook page is. You might well just fuck it. Y'all welcome, Stacy and them. We out.
So cold, but I'm so hot. Dope boys with them knives.
The game so cold, but I'm so hot. Same old shit, still on the block. Same young nigga came up in the trap. I'm dope boy, fresh with dope boy not. Dope boy, fresh with dope boy not. Dope boy, fresh with dope boy not. Same young nigga came up in the trap. I'm dope boy, fresh with dope boy not. The game so cold, but I'm so hot. Same old shit, still on the block. Same young nigga came up in the trap. I'm dope boy, fresh with dope boy not. Dope boy, fresh with dope boy not. Dope boy, fresh with dope boy not. Same young nigga came up in the trap. I'm dope boy, fresh with dope boy not. I'm dope boy, fresh with dope boy not. 1,008 gram, headed straight to the block. Pirates, this border water till it's hot. Listen double up, turn a little to a lot. Right hand on the cell phone, take an order. Left hand 360, motor to a lot. Blue holler tips, got switches on the dot. State game, true sippers can't be stopped. Laughing at you haters while I'm thumbing through the paper. Says won't let the bottom, won't you meet me at the top? The nigga ain't shit, yeah, I get that a lot. Won't be deterred and I won't be stopped. Shaq D's the number one, I post up on the block. 24/7 cause the hustle don't stop. 31 flavor, take an order like a waiter. I be selling more gas than a local truck stop. 1,200 strong for a pound to the zop. Got me shining, I'm a star. Ask about me, I am legend. They gon' tell you who we are. Fuck these niggas, fuck these bitches. Get money, all I know. No love for these bitches. Never saving these hoes. The game so cold, but I'm so hot. Same old shit, still on the block. Same young nigga came up in the trap. I'm dope boy, fresh with dope boy not. Dope boy, fresh with dope boy not. Dope boy, fresh with dope boy not. Same young nigga came up in the trap. I'm dope boy, fresh with dope boy not. The game so cold, but I'm so hot. Same old shit, still on the block. Same young nigga came up in the trap. I'm dope boy, fresh with dope boy not. Dope boy, fresh with dope boy not. Dope boy, fresh with dope boy not. Same young nigga came up in the trap. I'm dope boy, fresh with dope boy not.
When I'm thinking about the past, yeah, gon'
get some knots, gang, we at the spot. If we ever was short, then it's back to the block. You probably get shot. Every day's a sudden change. We getting money, that's one thing that's never gonna stop. Real dope boys do what it takes. Playing high stakes, living to die. Do your time, keep it quiet. No matter who you are, don't get what you got. Stack it up, that's the bond to stay fresh. Oh, they think that you're not. Take the road with a hoe, they gon' let you go. Somebody's gonna say you ain't hot. Just invest in yourself, don't worry about nobody else. There ain't no handout. If you say the same, put it on the chain. Let them see you ain't tied down. Got a couple rings, did a lot of things. I ain't really gon' talk about it. Give me a trade, get you some go. She gon' show up and show out. So don't ask me what the dope at, cause you already around.
The game's so cold, but I'm so hot. Same old shit, still on the block. Same young nigga came up in the trap. I'm dope boy fresh with dope boy not. Dope boy fresh with dope boy not. Dope boy fresh with dope boy not. Same young nigga came up in the trap. I'm dope boy fresh with dope boy not. The game's so cold, but I'm so hot.